decided to inhale at the wrong time. Anyways, is everyone there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's speaking to your mic? Um,
I am.
there you go.
I'm not.
Use your outside inside voice.
I will use my voice.
Oh man, I went slightly Irish there for a second. Okay. Welcome to another exciting, awesome, supercalifragilistic episode of Low Initiatives D&D. And we say that a lot, and some of you might forget what it means, but it's Dragon's Death and Destiny. There will be a test on this. Anyways, so when last we saw the heroes, you guys were getting to enjoy a little bit of downtime. Even Reyna was given a little bit of slack on her punishment, in a very weird, unorthodox way. As she was slapped a literal collar and was allowed to venture into town to go hang out with her allies. You guys kind of had a overall simple day. Did a little bit of light carousing around the bazaar. Had a few drinks at the inn. Pretty simple. And there was a little bit of inter-party relations and talks going on. I'm not gonna go too much into detail of that. But you guys were just kind of having a pretty atypical, just kind of downtime. Just kind of relaxing. Discussing things that were being held up due to the craziness that is Eolus. And some people getting a chance to do things that they weren't able to up until this point. And through a little bit of information, you guys had heard that there was some event going on at the gate tonight, and some of you guys went to go venture over to see what it was. And as you guys got up to the gate, you guys noticed a large crowd gathering. And as you guys were waiting, you guys noticed the presence of the guard increasing. And eventually, traffic through the gate stopped, which was quickly followed by the sounds of drum beats and what it sounded like a marching army. It was kind of hard to tell the scale because it almost was shaking the sand, which it's sand, doesn't shake that easily. I mean, it shakes easily. You guys know what I mean. It doesn't carry vibrations too great. It felt like there was something massive coming through the gate. So as you guys are sitting there, watching the gate, you see the first bit of people coming through it. Anyone want to say anything real quick to the rest of your allies who are at the gate? And not that, I swear to God, I will remove XP.
I got nothing.
Nope.
You guys just taking in the sights? Okay.
Just keeping an eye out.
Okay. Give me a perception check. In fact, all three of you give me a perception check.
Shall do.
Just because, see what you guys mayhaps see. Okay, I will take that natural 20 from Nat, because, it's the first one. Okay. Conrad. Every once in a while, there's a guy who kind of bumps into you, and you kind of like, hey man, fuck off. So, you still see almost everything. Nat and Reyna, you see every detail. And you guys do notice that as soon as the people start going through the gate, the guard presence gets very serious. Reyna, you're used to seeing this anytime, powerful people come in. It's a kind of a showy event, on both sides. So you're used to the guards making sure that shit does not hit the fan when these kind of royal fanfares come through.
I have a question.
Okay.
What is my current garb?
I believe, if memory serves, it's just regular town guard one.
Can I nonchalantly just like blend into the crowd, just like matching the clothes around me?
Um, you look around with that perception check, and you immediately realize that there's a whole smorgasbord of types of people. So, specifically, what do you want to go for?
Just so I'm not displaying guard colors.
Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be a layered check. Just go ahead and just give me a general stealth.
Okay.
And you are gonna miss part of the description of the stuff. Okay. So, you go through the crowd using your perception to kind of like look around, and you find a very big, large, Goliath man. He's kind of cheering and stuff like that. And you just kind of like swoop behind him real quick, and you just like you change and you come back around.
Okay.
You feel confident no one noticed you because of the large man being very loud. But the other two, as you guys watch Reyna just kind of disappear for a moment, you watch at the front of the gate as just a square row of white armored, long-haired individuals start marching through. Each of them are in perfect step with each other. And you immediately realize that a lot of the shaking is going to the pattern that they are stomping. And you realize it's not so much the size, it's they're so in tune, it feels so impactful. Like, it's almost kind of daunting feeling the impact through the earth and seeing such kind of dainty looking soldiers. They're not that large. Largest ones maybe topping out at like maybe 6 foot, but they're all wide.
Question: are we able to discern the race of the soldiers?
With your perception check, Conrad, no, it's kind of hard to
Okay.
tell.
Easy enough.
Wow.
Nat, these look all to be people of elvish descent. You notice that their hair is very kind of like a whitish blue. Conrad, you notice the hair color. But Nat, you notice that they have almost alabaster skin. Like just white. Like very light skin. And Reyna, by the time you get back over to the group, you guys all hear a little bit more of like 2 sets of very impactful footsteps, still going in tune with the soldiers marching. As you all see, oh crap! I realized I didn't have it ready. Dang it! Just give me a second. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. As you see one of these coming through the gate, and I'm just gonna post it on Discord. Miki, do the thingy.
Wow. So we see how many of these?
One
Okay, one.
marching
Okay.
right behind the soldiers, and around its neck looks like a collar.
Okay.
And it looks like it's not made of metal. It looks like something else. Nat, you focus in on it. The collar looks like it's made out of straight ice. And attached to the collar is a chain that leads up towards the dragon's back. And there you see on its back a platform that's being supported by its wings and back. And on that platform, you all see some individuals standing on top. Very royal, very regal. Everything is in kind of the blue-white tones. Even the army itself. And they're sitting on the platform are a group of females waving to the crowd. Not similar actually to everyone with the perception you guys got. The best way I can describe these females sitting on top of this white dragon is Nat. They all
Wait,
look
what?
like Nat.
They all look like that. Like short, redhead, a
No,
female.
they exactly look like her physically, face, everything.
Mm-hmm.
but their hair is all bluish white.
Huh.
There are some younger ones and there are some older ones, but they all, if not, don't exactly look like Nat. Maybe sister, cousin, relation.
And we all notice this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And flanking the sides of the dragon are a single row of, similarly dressed soldiers, all carrying large crossbows. And those also don't look like they're made from metal. And as this is passing you guys, you notice the temperature around you dropping, especially as the white dragon passes by. Yeah, and the army continues on for a few moments. Like, it's a slow progression, so if you guys want to say anything or do anything, this parade's slowly moving on.
So as this is going on, am I able to tell what type of dragon that is?
Go ahead. Anyone who wants to, just give me a nature check.
Sure.
Would my knowledge factor into this role?
Yep, that's because you're not trained in nature, correct?
Correct.
That's why I'm allowing you to roll it, because
Okay.
wonderful rolls out of everyone. Nat, you're just too startled, because it's eerie. It looks like you're looking into a mirror when you look at some of them. There are 7 women up on the stage of the dragon.
Okay.
And it's kind of haunting. You're just like you're just not thinking of anything right now, really. Reyna, you know it's a white dragon. You've heard of them. They're chromatic dragons, so not to be trusted, not to be liked. You don't really know much about the individuality between them. They deal with ice. Conrad, you know a little bit more. You understand that white dragons tend to be the dumb, bestial ones of the dragons. Very simple, very aggressive, and it's weird to see one chained.
Okay. And so that's that. And you said they're kind of like the eviler ones of the group, right?
Oh well, I mean, chromatic dragons tend to be a little bit more on the evil side, but
Gotcha.
they tend to be non-reasonable, eat, like
Gotcha,
simple, more bestial.
Gotcha.
They're not
Okay.
stupid. They're just as smart as any other human. It's just they're a little bit more raw.
Chaotic.
So
Well-
I got a question. Sorry. Is there anyone nearby us, like, who would seem a bit knowledgeable? Because what Conrad's hoping to do is maybe just kind of like poke someone on the side and just kind of say, hey, you know who these guys are?
Looking around again, there's a pretty good mixture of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try. There's a few well-off looking gentlemen and ladies around you. Do you want to go for someone like that, or someone older?
I want someone older, actually, yeah, but not like too snuffy, you know what I mean?
Okay, just go ahead, shits and giggles. Just roll me a d20.
Shall do.
While he rolls that, is the parade is everyone just following the parade, or is it just like, yeah, they're all going that way?
Army is still going. It's progressing basically straight through. And just straight through the gate and just straight up. Remember, they're on the sides of each gate, all the way up, like all the way through up here, and all the way even up to the bazaar that you guys can tell is just lined with people from an oasis. So the parade is just kind of coming in through the gate and just progressing through the center. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. 13.
Can't think of anything.
Yep.
13. You poke the nearest older gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I was wondering, do you know a bit more about who's parading over here? For like, he just kind of just points to the entourage.
No. I mean, they have a dragon, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it definitely is. Conrad chuckles. Pretty interesting. Do visitors like this come often to the Anor Oasis?
Oh, every once in a while. Sometimes Sultan needs, alliances and stuff, and we come out. It's a big show. It's nice.
Okay. Thanks for your time. And then Conrad kind of backs up a bit.
Okay. And as you look at him, he like takes a jug and starts drinking out of it.
Yeah, Nat was staring at the lays the whole time, like
Yeah.
intrigued but also confused at the same time. Like, how? Kind of like
Are you hiding your surprise?
No.
Okay, you guys both notice Nat's obvious face of like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Conrad's like kind of poking at like Nat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I take it this is a bit as a surprise to you as it is to us.
Yes.
Here I was thinking they had kids and a family without telling us.
There's a visible like sigh from that.
And I forgot to read a description.
Okay.
The ladies who were on the platform, they wore dresses that kind of look similar to what Nat's currently wearing.
Okay.
Really?
Very long, open, frilly, like breezy. But
Mhm.
instead of kind of like a red, it's definitely like a blue, sapphire, and diamond kind of setup.
Mhm.
Throughout the gown, you can tell there's like little glitterings of what appears to be diamonds throughout the dress.
Yeah.
It almost looks like they're surrounded in the air of ice.
I think we can safely assume that if you are fierily inclined, I think they might have the same abilities, but more cold shoulder wise.
That is still surprising to say the least. Conrad's just kind of staring at this point, like just like looking at the group.
We still don't know who they are.
Yeah, we don't. I tried asking. I didn't hear anything new.
Reina, you know what? For shits and giggles, because you may have actually heard about it, give me a history check.
Yeah, hold on. Yeet. 10.
No, sorry.
Average.
Nope. You do not remember this detail. Okay. So, anyone else want to say anything? Because it's a slow progression, so you guys got a few moments. I mean, at this point, you guys are just seeing more soldiers. I will say eventually after, like maybe 100 or 200 feet of soldiers, like it changes then. And, this is as you guys are having this discussion. It changes to the same similarly dressed, soldiers, but now they're all on large white dire wolves.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Would I be able to use Streetwise to just listen to the chatter of the crowd to see if I could pick up any information, or if anyone might be talking about like, oh, these are so and so from so and so?
If you're trying to get the overall feel, and it's going to require you to have to move away from the group, yeah, you can do Streetwise, but Streetwise, it takes some time sometimes to like gather a full story. So you will be maybe missing stuff.
Well, they're watching the parade, so I guess it's best just to gather information. That's what I'm here for.
Go ahead and give me a Streetwise.
25.
Overall, crowd has no fucking clue. A lot of people are here just, it's an oasis. When something sparkly comes through, you watch it. Even though this town, a lot of people who live here love it, it's rough. You're in the middle of the desert, so a lot of people are here just to see the spectacle. But there are a few people who mention the white procession. A couple of the older people of an oasis. And it's usually, from what you're hearing, it sounds like it's a distant memory. So maybe this group has come through before, but it's probably a long time ago, and doesn't seem any negativity coming from the crowd.
Okay, good to know.
But that's gonna take you like a good 30 or so minutes to like weasel your way through the crowd to find that good information.
All right, just let me know when I regroup.
Will do. Conrad, Nat.
Conrad's just kind of wondering, so this is interesting. He doesn't really have anything to add to this, really. He's just kind of like a little
A little what? You cut out.
stunned.
Okay. Nat.
Next watching mostly.
Alright. Have you picked your jaw off the floor yet?
Yeah.
Okay. You see her ratchet up her jaw.
Okay.
Okay. And as you guys are progressing, there's only a couple rows of the dire wolves, and immediately following, you guys see white hippogriffs. I'm telling you two that name because these creatures would have been familiar to both of you guys' hometowns.
Okay.
Both of you lived in a region where there would have been a mountain where this animal would have, during the summer or after winter times, you would have seen their migration pattern. So it's something that you probably heard stories growing up of and described quite well.
For the audience, could you remind us what a hippogriff is?
Hippogriff is. Oh man, I should really prepare this. I kind of missed some of the ease of the 5e integration. I'm not gonna lie. Hippogriff. Yes. Hippogriff. Sorry for this, guys. I'm a horrible DM.
No worries.
Okay, here we go. I just wanted a good picture of it. There were so many crap ones. I was like, no. Okay. That is it.
Gotcha.
And for the audience, oh, I forgot. Mickey just posted that on the thingy. And it is all white, and the rear end kind of looks more like a Clydesdale, where
Okay.
it has like a lot of that extra fluff to it. And each of them are mounted with a soldier. Each of them with something that appears to be like an ice lance, but also kind of has like the setup for a crossbow. Each of them again wearing the same white armor with a little bit of blue flourishes here and there. And it's around this point that the coldness starts to subside.
Oh, never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was about to ask, like, does the procession end or is it still going on?
It's still going.
Okay.
And after the hippogriffs, it follows up with a few flag bearers, and then you hear a slightly different tempo of marching. Okay, let's. Myself, I have to mentally prepare for this. There's a brief pause, and both of you almost feel like, okay, maybe it's done, but you still feel that marching sensation. And it almost feels heavier. And then you see it as it comes through the gate. A whole front row of red shields, massive, massive tower shields. And from the angle from when they first start coming through the gate, that's all you can really see. These massive tower shields that stand almost 8 feet tall. And they seem to just be progressing forward. And after the first few rows get through the gates, you hear a loud horn. And as soon as the horn blows through, all the shields shift. And there, standing before you all, you see a large army of very eerily resemblance to a certain person you guys knew, standing army of Warforged Minotaur.
What?
And as the shields move to the side, you see them all donning warhammers.
So wait, so this is an army of Warforged now.
Yes.
Okay, Minotaur are looking Warforged specifically.
Um, yes. Very specifically, Cletus-looking ones.
Wow. Okay. Huh. And
Horns, everything.
so is there like no more elves at this point? It's just the Warforged.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
And
Is there?
they're all donning armor that is immediately recognizable to you, Nat.
What is it?
This armor is of the Empire that was of your homeland.
Okay.
The same one that apparently Cletus belonged to. This standing line is probably around maybe 30 of these Warforged wide, and you count about 20 rows before you see a large chariot being pulled by two very large mechanical bulls. And riding atop of it, you see a very classically handsome human male standing at the front, and he seems to be at the forefront of this chariot, standing very grandiose. And next to him, you see a female Minotaur that is carefully studying the entire crowd. Arm on her side weapon. She looks like she's ready for something to pop off.
Out of character, I called it.
Yes, you did.
Hey, just because I know you guys guess stuff doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking change it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And after that chariot begins to pull away from you guys, you see behind them just regular soldiers, a mix between humans, elves, few dwarfs here and there, all wearing similar vestments to the Warforged in the front, but there are no Warforged amongst them.
So, sorry, this is just a little side. Conrad's just another, whispering in that. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Are they just gonna have a, bunch of tieflings next? With white hair?
And that's his. I don't know. Just keep watching.
The progression continues, and eventually, you see goat riders behind the marching soldiers, followed by a few camel riders, but these camels have two heads. And preceding by that, you see these weird, best way I can describe it is, think of giant elk, but they have more kind of like bull horns. And the progression continues on, and eventually it stops.
The whole progression stops, or just that part?
Just that section. It just
Gotcha.
It stops. And what I mean, there's no more coming through the gate. The progression slowly makes its way up through the thoroughfare, and things start to silence down.
Now, just to give me an order sense of like where the progressions are, did the Empire progression already pass us?
It's tailing up.
Okay, so it's like about to come towards us.
Yeah, it's almost finishing up.
Okay.
Is Ryback in?
Not yet, as far as I'm aware.
No, not yet.
Okay, because he was done. 'Cause this progression, it took quite a bit of time. Like
I
this,
imagine so.
I mean, with the pace of the marching, this was probably a good 30-40 minutes. And I had literally like 20 pages of notes of descriptions, and I realized, I'm like, we don't got time for all of this.
Well, he's having issues with his mic at the moment, so you could go further into detail if
Yeah.
you want.
I think he's might be restarting his computer because he said his computer locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already skipped. It was just like fine, intricate details.
Fair enough.
Basically, like self-masturbatory description of how awesome I am. I mean, you guys get the picture.
Oh, there he is.
And you finish your search, Reyna, and you make your way back to the other two.
Hey, Raina.
Okay, I guess not.
Oh,
Okay.
issue still. Yeah.
Technical difficulties. Yeah.
hmm
I car her.
He can hear, but he can't speak. Basically, I guess.
And that's clearly not what.
But the,
Okay.
it's good thing.
Huh.
Continue and reconvene.
Let's take a 5-minute break for shits and giggles.
Okie dokie.
Sure.
Yeah. We needed technical.
I'll be back.
We needed technical difficulties. My screen.
That's what the rolling dice is for. You know, we're rolling the dice. Also, can you guys realize why I was so happy about this?
All the fins.
Yeah, giant fuck you to figuring out the story. And out of left field,
The moment you started saying right-head fins, I by mistake. Oh dear God. No.
what, were you waiting for the platinum band?
No, I just know your stick with right-head characters.
Well, it's more blue than white. The soldiers up front definitely had more of a white. But like once it got to the ladies, it was a little bit more blue than white. Plus, I honestly didn't want to go through 20 minutes of descriptions of describing, you know, the intricacies of it.
Yeah.
Aww.
This guy has like a black strand of hair on his head. This guy's got like a bit of a
Yeah.
bald patch.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just boosting my own ego by describing stuff too much.
That's a good
Feel
finish.
free to complain about it and say I need to describe stuff more, but I'm just reading, you know, the overall feel.
Should always boost your own ego.
I'm back.
We're still waiting. So Moose, I hope you weren't worried about, you know, like your history and family stuff not being at the forefront for a while.
I wasn't worried about it. But this is surprising though.
But now you're worried
Yeah.
about it.
No, I'm worried about it. I thought it was a nap break. You know, like I thought we were, you know, just back off a nap for a while. Like, no, sorry.
Dude, I was just letting you do your own thing.
It's gonna be funny when he finds out there's no connection between these people and that. I mean, shit. Sorry, I spoiled it. Also, Warforged army of Minotaur.
Yeah.
I was half expecting to see like a version of like Comrade just pop up.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
like I literally pointed that out as well.
Yeah.
What's next?
Hey,
Yeah, what's the
that's
TV?
what Darnok's for. What are you talking about?
That's fair. Yeah, that is really fair.
We only need one Conrad, so we only need one Darnok.
Meanwhile, we can have a group of gnats and a herd of Cletuses. Yeah, no, quite literally a herd.
Yeah. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a mystery afoot. Come on, Rye. I really want to get back to my story.
I really hope it's not too bad, because yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, he's back on.
There we go.
And it's not his phone this time. It's his computer. I'm a computer.
Does anyone know any good hold music?
Bum,
Any good what
bum,
music?
Hold.
bum, bum, bum,
Oh, okay.
bum, 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 bum. Ah, intermission. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, I'm tired of that. Was that what you were looking for?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I could be.
He can oblige, just only for so long. Holding music is very annoying.
Yeah. I remember one time I listened to other music, but it's like actual proper music. I was like, I quite enjoyed this. And then like a song came on I liked, and then the operator picked up the phone and like, no, put me back on hold.
I think everyone's gone through that. The moment
Yeah.
you have good hold music and you're like jamming to it, and then they get back on, and you're just like, oh, no, no, don't put me back on hold. I don't want to speak to you anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you made me wait, so wait until the song's done, and then you get back over to it, and it's like the last like 2 seconds of the song, and you're like, God damn it. Fucking hold. Okay, there was a typing, and then
Yeah.
the typing stopped.
Yeah. Oh, Vicky switching from my phone to computer, phone to computer.
Oh, there he is. Still muted though.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yay!
1, 2, 3.
Yay!
There we go.
Okay, you return to the group.
All right. What did I miss?
That's what she says as she comes back up.
So what happened was, after the whole elf kind of possession, there was this other possession of, as you can kind of see right now, kind of just pointing to it, like, robotic minotaurs, and it seems to be like the symbol from the Empire.
Raina, at this point, you do not see the robotic minotaurs.
You
You
missed
see
them.
some weird camels.
Oh yeah, you missed them. Yeah.
Those are camels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but trust me, they were there.
All right.
Actual
Fine.
Minotaur, Warforged Minotaur.
Yeah.
I'm not
Or-
saying that they looked identical to like, oh, it's a war. No, I mean, full every etch, every single design, everything. It was identical to Cletus.
Yeah, they look almost exactly like Cletus.
No, not almost exactly. You're 1,000% sure that was Cletus. Like
Okay.
just an army of him.
Interesting.
The way he moved, everything. When I say a copy of Cletus, it was a copy of Cletus.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's definitely peculiar to see that.
Quite. Well, what I learned from just slithering around between the crowds, that was that it's the white procession, and what else was there?
Overall, it seemed okay, of a positivity and stuff like that, and it happened a long time ago. You get the sense that the last time they came through, like a long time ago.
Well, it seems like the last time this happened, it was very, very long, and very long ago, and nothing negative from the older folk.
Hmm.
Well, that's like, well, do we get to meet them?
Well, I might, if I'm still not on probation.
Conrad's gonna kind of like, like hold that thought there for a second there, and he's like, so who's around them right now? Like, did the rest of the crowd go? Is it just them?
There's a few people that are still standing and talking, but as the parade has stopped, kind of, at this point, like the progression, it's a bit down the road.
Okay.
Even the traffic through in and out of the gate is starting to proceed again. It's starting to die down. A lot of people seem to be making their way towards the stadium.
So
They were-
Conrad's Actually, I'm trying to remember if I do know this actually in character. I think I do. Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
do
What do you think you know?
do I am I aware that Cleus' sister is heading her way?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Cleus' sister was on her way to Latas. I'm just trying to see if I would know like that might be it. Cleus' sister on that procession.
I mean, you can assume whatever you would like.
Gotcha. Anyway, Conrad's gonna point out. Well, there's one thing I like to point out is that Cleus did mention that his sister was on her way here, and she did work for the Empire, which was that procession there, and I did see a female Minotaur up on that platform.
So you think that's her then?
It is a possibility.
I wonder how she feels with a war band of her brother.
All I know is that, as I understand it, she may not have been here for a welcome reunion, if anything.
All the more reason to find out. That's
Probably best to keep her heads low.
that too.
Where's Sin, by the way? Is he still with us?
No, he's gone.
Oh, he just disappeared.
He fucked off. Like, you guys got over there, started, and no one's seen him since.
All right, fair enough. That's a,
You just, honestly, you don't even know when he left because, I mean, he's short, he's quiet. You lost him. You don't know when.
huh. Well, what do you guys want to do then? I mean, I guess we can go back to the bar, but I am kind of interested in this whole kind of thing. I imagine you're definitely interested in that.
Yeah. That nod, yes.
Okay. What about you, Raina?
Well, I'm always interested in what goes on.
Okay. So, do you want to follow the crowd a bit?
I suppose.
Okay.
So you guys
Uh,
are following the overall crowd?
As what Conrad suggested. Unless, other people have another idea.
The overall crowd is going towards the Iris.
Oh, the Iris. Oh, never mind. I thought they're headed towards the palace area. That's
We'll follow
No.
Jeff.
Most of the people, like, as it's, like, separating, like, they're just leaving. I mean, honestly, from here to the palace, you guys can't see really. Like, the crowd up there is still, like, way down the road. You can
All right,
still
well,
progression going on.
sorry, I'm a bit confused now. So, like, the carriage is heading towards the Iris.
No,
Mm.
the procession is going towards the palace. The
Okay.
crowd is starting to break up and go towards the Iris.
Oh, okay. See, that's where I was getting the confusion of. Okay.
Okay.
Conrad's in that case, and that actually changes the game because I'm not sure that's now that I think about it. If we don't have the support of a crowd we can blend in with, that may not be a good idea then to follow the group.
You're right, but I'm going to assume that it's going to keep heading towards the palace. And from my perspective, imagine it's like as the parade is going past, everything behind the parade, those are dispersing.
Yes.
And so there's still a crowd closer up towards the palace, I imagine, though.
As you guys are discussing this, it's still continuing to break off. Like, as the progression makes its way towards the palace, the crowd disperses.
Well, how about we take a couple of back streets and make our way to the front of the palace and see if we can, well, see what goes on once they meet the palace.
Again, like I'm not sure I'm liking the idea of without cover because they definitely seem on edge at the very least.
That's why I said the back streets.
I'm just looking at the map. There's not much like streets like in the.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
kinda-
there's back alleys and stuff like that you could do that, Raina, you do know about. But, I mean, once you get to the palace wall, one way in, one way out, unless you want to scale it.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine we would be able to get to about here and be able to see everything that's going on here.
I mean, at this point, the crowd is already breaking off to like almost this point.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, so the
by
crowd's
the
already
time
basically
you guys
gone.
start, even if you guys move it, like
Mhm.
at this rate, like the crowd's gonna slowly just whittle away until.
Yeah, see, that's what Conrad's pointing out. Yeah.
Until it's like, yeah. Well,
I mean, there's definitely a chance, but you guys would have to book it now. And I mean, it's hard to tell the situation that's going on up there.
Mhm.
It's quite a bit of a distance, and there's still, people crossing the thoroughfare and moving around and stuff. So it's not like you guys have a super clear look of it.
well, now's the shot caller. Do you want us to go up now quickly, or do you want us to head to the bar? Look into Conrad. Or do
I-
you want me to go while you go to a bar and just fill you in later?
I would actually prefer that, actually, if you wouldn't mind, because at the very least, they may know us, they may not know you.
So Rayan just salutes and just kind of like does a bit of a dash back as I'm looking towards him, and turns around and just worming her way through the streets and the people to go through unnoticed as fast as she can.
And it's like, oh, but I wanted to see the ladies.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know the situation, and as of now, I imagine eventually they would kind of see you and, at the very least, be surprised.
Hmm.
I'd like to know more first before, like, making ourselves aware, or what's it called, present.
Okay.
That's my idea. I mean, this is. Yeah, I imagine you got most questions, so if you want to go, you're free to do so.
And right about this time, since it is getting past sundown, Reyna,
Mhm.
you start getting pulled.
Okay. How far?
Through
So
people.
I was gonna
Right
say,
now, this initial yank pulled you like almost 30 feet. It was a
Right.
pretty big tug.
I was gonna say, like, so as soon as Conrad said I prefer that, that's when Rayan started going up. So am I still within eye shot of them?
I mean, you're probably like, maybe like 50 feet away at this point.
Just be like, change of plans.
And you don't go this way. You start getting pulled this way.
Oh boy.
Yes,
So this
it
is
is
just a
exactly
straight
what you're
deal.
imagining. Yes. You're being pulled through people. You knock a couple people over. At one point, give me an acrobatics check.
I was just about to say, can I acrobatics try to mitigate this as much as I can?
Yeah, this is gonna be at a severe disadvantage because you're getting pulled in directions that you're not intending.
I'm just imagining I'm Jackie Chan. It's just like, whoa, hold
Kind
on.
of like, yeah, excuse me, out of my way. Sorry. Yeah, you're doing a lot of that.
Question: do we see this?
Yeah, as she was yelling that.
Kara was kind of say, "Well, never mind to my plan, I guess."
Yeah, you
What?
knock over a few stalls. At one point, you jump on a weapons rack. You take 6 points of damage as you kind of step on his weapons a little bit.
Ow, oof, sorry.
Eventually, the weird part is when it gets to right around here, there's only like a little bit of space in between here, and usually those slots are filled with, concession stands, things like that. You obliterate them. You get to around here, and you see Sin and a satyr, Melanodius, discussing something. They both oddly look at you as you get pulled past the shop, and you smack right into this wall, taking 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And then, almost like there's an invisible force, like kind of lifting you up on the wall. It doesn't choke you from the collar. It's almost your entire being is being pulled into the wall while scraping kind of up.
I'm going to be doing as best I can. Use my hands and legs to skitter along the wall.
Yeah, it helps. That's why I'm not, doing road rash damage on you. But you kind of quickly scurry up the wall with the collar pulling towards you, and you get to the top, and you're that like 30 feet up in the air. Give me another acrobatics check to see how well you break your fall.
19.
Okay, you only suffer, let's say, 3 points of damage. You definitely tucked and roll well, but it's still 30 feet.
Mhm.
And you kind of roll and just flat right on the sand.
Oh, 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 yay.
And you look up and you see two very familiar legs standing in front of you.
As soon as I see the legs, I'm just gonna put my face back down the sand, just like, oh, did
As
you
soon
have
as
to?
you make that noise, a physical hand grabs the collar on your neck, and you watch as the sand disappears in front of you, and you're now staring at the pond as you're falling towards the pond and splash.
I want to. As soon as I hit the pond, I want a fake drowning.
Okay. No response. And you were thrown like a good 50 feet.
Just a single thumbs up, just out of the water.
Yee.
Okay. I'll get back to work.
And as soon as you get out of the pond and start heading to go do your duties, is that what you're gonna do?
Essentially, just point me in the direction of what you want me to do, kind of thing.
Well, you've done this twice now. It's the evening duties. Same things, morning and night. And you watch as a Remy walks this way towards her one tent area that you've never been inside. Just kind of goes back over there. And she pets a couple tigers and other animals as she passes.
Just as I'm going through my work, just like, you're enjoying dragging me with the chain, aren't you?
No response.
Yeah, I'm used to that at this point. I'm just going to keep talking to myself as if there was someone there listening.
No response.
The more there is no response, the more Raina talks to herself.
Okay, and this is how characters develop a psychosis. Okay, and on to the rest of you guys. As you guys just watched Reyna getting invisibly yanked towards some direction.
Well, I guess that nerfs that plan. Huh.
You want to come with me to check it out? That says. Is he pointing in that direction?
Scream, sorry.
She's pointing at the procession, right? Is what you said, Moose?
Yeah.
Sure. Conrad says.
Yay! Let's go. She grabs him.
Follows.
So you guys follow the progression?
Yay!
Procession, yes.
I know, I keep switching up the word because it's hilarious, because technically they all work. But yes, you follow the procession to see where its progression has gone. And you guys do got to move a little quick. You guys did sit around and talk for a few moments, so
Yeah.
on. But eventually you guys make it towards the fountain kind of wall area up there. And there's the last few cheerings of the crowd as you watch as some of the people from the visiting groups head this way, and some of the but the bulk majority of them, the armored like war mounts and stuff like that from both groups kind of go over here, but most of the soldiers kind of come up past here and disappear.
Okay.
So people go through here, here, and here.
Now, question: what about the main bodies? Like because I assume like the elves are our main point of concern at this point. So where do they head off to?
You can kind of see some of their troops kind of in a line over here,
Okay.
and you do see the white dragon. And just to put it into kind of visuals, it was kind of an elder dragon, so it was size huge.
Okay.
So it's pretty sizable. And you can see like it seems to have like set the carriage down because now you can see its wings kind of sprawled out.
Mm-hmm.
It still has a chain around its neck, but you watch as the females, Nat, you see this. Conrad, you don't.
Okay.
Nat, you do see them being led into the one side entrance over here. Surprisingly, no one's going through the main entranceway.
Yeah, and that's like, oh, they're going through the palace.
Not much we can do there. Maybe Raina will see them. I don't know. That's the best we can hope for, Nat. Sorry.
And around this point, you start seeing the Imperial soldiers start to dismount. Their carriage stops. And eventually you see a few of the guards go to address them, and you watch them go through the main entrance.
Okay. Well, I think we gleaned all we could over here, Nat. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how long they'll be in there, so yeah, like you said, that's probably all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even know if they'll even let us in there.
Yeah, I somehow doubt it at this point right now. Just at this current juncture, anyway.
Back to the
Uh,
bar then, I guess.
yeah. What time of day? Like a day is it, Damon? He says it's sundown, right?
Yeah, sun's already been set. Like it was almost setting when they were starting to come through the gate. So at this point, yeah, it's well set.
Yeah, back to the bar then, I guess. Yeah.
All right. And
Head over there.
G goes there.
And as you guys are walking back, you guys notice since the crowd's dying down, where the progression went, like it almost feels like the sand around there is still like cool.
Okay. So you said it's still cool, right? Is there like any physical look at it? Like,
No, it's not like frosted or anything like that.
okay, yeah,
You can tell there's a stark difference in the temperature.
gotcha. Okay.
So what do you guys do?
We head to the bar.
Okay, you guys head to the bar. You guys arrive to the bar. Time skips.
Mhm.
Yay, no incident.
There's no incident that you're
Yeah.
aware of.
That we're aware of.
I mean, you also didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna keep an eye out for my stuff," so you know
Connor checks his stuff.
it's all there.
Good.
I also checked some stuff.
It's all there.
Yay.
Good.
God, you guys are so paranoid.
I wonder why.
I'm just stating facts, okay?
Uh,
So you guys arrive into Dick's, and do you guys hear the slaughtered ox stuff? Because I'm not hearing it.
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear it.
It's very faint. It's kind of like very. Like, what do you call it?
Could you turn it up a little
Anyway.
bit?
Yeah. Anyway, who's at the bar?
It is mostly kind of empty.
Okay. So like no one's there.
There's Dick's. That's about it at
Okay.
this current moment.
So Connor will kind of sit at the bar then, and then he'll say, "Hey, Dix, have you ever heard of something called the White Procession before?"
He continues wiping down a glass and stops for a moment, throws the little wiper on it over his shoulder, kind of scratches his chin. He's like, I think my old man talked about it once. It's just some conclave of like some witches from somewhere. I don't know.
Oh. So is it like something that you said is like your old dad? Like, is it like something that comes out every once in a while?
Yeah, I guess.
Can I do an insight to see if he's like playing coy or as if he genuinely does not know? Like,
Roll insight.
yeah, because I'm just trying to see like is he's like being like like that? Like maybe you pay me, maybe I'll.
It's hard to tell. He's a very difficult man to read.
Fair enough. Well, I figured it was worth a shot. I guess they were in town today. We just saw them pass by.
Ah. And he continues wiping down his glass. I will say, even with the 10, he just doesn't really seem to care.
Fair enough. Can I have a nail, please?
Sure. And he goes over and starts pouring you a nail.
Thank you.
Nah, just drinking from her flask.
That'd be 1 copper.
Shall do. 1 second.
Drinks free, but I don't like washing mugs.
Fair enough. Hey, 1 second. Let me. Took me a second to find where my character sheet was.
leave it to Dix to still squeeze money out of you guys. When
Oh
things-
yeah, from free drinks. I didn't say that. I didn't care.
No, no. If he was really squeezing money out of us, he would have charged for the drink and the washing of the drink.
No, that's after the bill's already settled up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't think the bill he has for the fucking brass court isn't ridiculous?
I don't know.
You guys ever wondered why such a shitty establishment is still able to run?
I mean, poor people gotta drink somewhere too.
And there's plenty of poor bars.
There. I guess we really haven't really toured the city enough to see.
Nope. Reina knows of them. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so Nat, you have your flasks. Conrad, you have your drink. Maria,
Hello.
it is about this point that you need to take a fiver. You are thirsty as all hell.
I give him like the nudge nudge. Like, hey, can we take a break?
Oh, but of course.
Thanks.
And he sets you down.
That's great. I just lean back and just collapse. I still awake and just continuing to pant a bit, trying to catch my own breath. Like, yeah, you good?
Oh, of course. You're the one who said you needed a moment.
Yeah.
I never tire.
You should see the guy's constitution score.
Yeah, I just need a drink.
Okay, well, I believe the establishment is still closed. So I'm sure if you wanted to run and grab a drink, that would be fine.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. But just continuing to lay there because I don't know if my legs are gonna work.
Do you attempt to leg walk?
Like, about 5 minutes after laying down, if nothing's happening, then I'll be attempting to stand up.
He starts drinking out of the flask,
Mhm.
and the 5 or so minutes pass.
Yeah. But no, I just attempt to stand up.
A little wobbly, but you're good.
Okay.
You're made of tough stuff.
I'll be right back.
Oh, did you want to borrow this as he hands you his one robe? Because, you know,
Because you were about to go out.
yeah, he hands you his cloak.
That's great. Thank you. And I'll
It's
just
pretty
give him a...
sizable. You can wrap it all the way around too. So
Oh yeah. I'll give him a hug as well.
okay, he hugs you back.
Yeah.
And then immediately goes back to his flask like he was super thirsty.
Yeah. And I'll pop downstairs.
Conrad, Nat, you guys got your drinks. What were you doing?
Not much.
Just
Just
sitting at
chilling.
the bar.
Yep, just drinking.
Okay, you guys hear lopsided stepping coming down the stairs.
Looks.
You see Ruria hobbling down the stairs. And I really mean hobbling.
Kara's gonna look at Dix and say, "Can you get some water?"
Righto. And he starts pouring up the water.
Yeah. Kara's gonna
Um,
kind of once it's poured out, he's gonna put it to the side, just nearby the bar, so she can just easily pick it up.
Yeah.
Hey, Ruria.
You guys immediately noticed Ruria, who has a pretty good purple hue to her skin, looks like gray white.
Like sickly or what?
Sure. It looks like She's drained.
Uh,
And are you covering up everything?
I'm covering up as much as the cloak will allow me to.
Okay. You guys do notice, Conrad probably not. Nat, you do. You do notice two puncture marks on her neck. It's kind of hidden by her hair, which she has down for one of the first times. So it's kind of hard to see, but Nat, you notice it.
So, was the bite mark on your neck intentional?
It kind of like stops for a moment.
yeah, kind of sounds like
Just
hearing
be
that
like-
as well.
Uh, um.
Nat points to the spot where the mark is.
I just like slap it away in embarrassment type thing and be like, we're good, yeah, totally good. All is fine.
Give me a stealth check, Ruria,
Yes.
because you're slapping away something with what you're wearing.
That's a very fair point.
So I'm gonna see if your allies get another. Yes. You guys notice that she's quickly slaps up and then quickly grabs the cloak. She's, yeah. She's
Yeah.
definitely naked, and yeah, she looks drained. And,
Yeah.
Nat, you notice that the neck isn't the only spot.
Oh dear God.
Oof.
Conrad, you're oblivious.
Yeah, I'm probably pretty oblivious. Yeah, you should have some water, at least. Connor points to the glass over there.
That size, it like holds her flask with like two hands, like as long as you're having fun, and then just sips.
Oh yeah, definitely fun. Yeah, quickly just grabs water and just starts chucking it down. It's like, how was your fun?
We saw a parade.
The parade was actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh yeah, that was tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's night, by the way.
Huh. Question: do I know like when you know?
Honestly, it felt like a week.
Okay. um. Just gonna like think deep and like think long about this. Having a drink and be like, I'm gonna be right back. And
Okay.
takes the glass of water and just like that like goes upstairs.
Maybe eat a ration before we go for round 2. Just letting you know that.
If a drow could blush, she would. In fact, you probably see her blushing more. Because I don't know.
Actually, no.
Yeah, I just thought no.
Nope, no blushing from you. Sorry. That
Yes.
requires something, and you don't have it right now.
Yeah, she has a facial expression of blushing, and then blushing upstairs.
You go upstairs.
Go back into said room.
Okay. Do you continue said activities?
No.
Okay.
Just recuperating,
Okay.
and then start, looking for my clothes.
Okay. You find them. He looks puzzled. Are you going?
No, I think you just need a break. I'm guessing
I
I'm
mean,
feeling like worn
what-
out and tired and whatnot.
Did you want to lay with me?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
plop all your stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you lay down, cuddle, and quickly passed out. She never comes back downstairs, guys.
She lied to us. I'm just kidding.
I had a joke there, but it would have been too bad, so I'm not going to say. Anyway.
I hope she's okay.
What do you mean?
She had bite marks on her neck. In other places.
Oh. I mean, were they like, kind of points to like his old neck, just kind of like, remembering like what pain was like? Or were they like, and he does like,
Matt,
two.
you remember those hickeys that you would
Yeah.
have?
Of course I
They're not
do.
the same.
Nat was always the one to point them out.
Yeah, they're
But,
not the same.
Nat's like, no.
Okay,
Or like,
yeah.
and she like points, like uses like 2 index fingers to indicate
She
like
does the fang
fangs.
thing. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe he, God, this is awkward. I guess maybe the two, like, maybe he has to have a swig of his flask before, maybe even during. I don't know. That's something they can figure out, not me.
Did you
As
just
well-
call Rui a flask?
No, I called his flask, Jock, a sip of his flask, the blood flask.
Yeah, they just named the flask Ruria now.
I did not call it Ruya.
Maria too.
Yeah, but
As long as he's okay. She nervously says.
as long as they're okay, yeah. Coward just sips the drink, is drinking more. Hmm.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, Nat's just in thought at the moment.
Okay.
Are you? Do I notice this?
She don't hide it.
Okay. Are you okay, Nat?
Yeah, just the parade. Just can't get the image out of my head.
Of the elves?
She nods.
I mean, it would be definitely interesting to learn more about them. Maybe we can learn more about them tomorrow.
They're the
Uh,
Andali.
What?
As you hear a very familiar gnomish voice behind you.
Oh, Sin?
Yeah.
No, the other gnome.
Can you spell that for me, Damon?
Yes, I can.
1 second.
So, the white procession's name is the Andali,
Well, that's
Well,
the people.
or the people.
I think he mean like. So you're talking about like the elven side of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Andali mean anything, or is it just like a name?
I believe in old Elvish and Fey language, it means the deep winter.
Okay.
That's a very nice name, Nat says.
Yeah. Because I saw them in Agumon. Definitely got a close look, and immediately I was kind of a bit worried.
Why so?
I mean, come on, did you guys see their faces?
Yeah, that was worrying.
That's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I went to go talk to Melanodius to try to get more information about them.
What'd you find out?
Well, they're, how in Latesse we got to see like the envoys from the Feywild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is another kind of situation. Apparently certain, alliances have been struck with certain groups within Eolis over time, and people have backed different groups. Well, the Andali, they backed a Neuroasis. So I'm guessing the Sultan requested something, or this is just a tune-up, visit. I'm not quite sure. I'll find out tomorrow. But basically they're from the Elemental Chaos.
Oh.
What do I know about that, by chance?
Give me a history check.
Shall do.
Okay, we lost someone.
I don't know who.
I mean, it's a plane. You've heard about it. Big scary. It's a lot of elemental forces, very chaotic. That's about it. The
Enough.
basics of the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Nat's just saying the sin. At the very least, I'd like to talk to them in person, but that's just me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could always try, but um, it's might not work.
Are they kind of a private group?
That's to say the least. From what I've understood, it's one of those forces that have been around since, ever. That dates back to the Dawn War. Apparently, it is a bastion of elves that once fought along the gods against the forces of the elemental chaos. They basically, that's why they have the name there, is because they were originally from the Feywild. They chose to fight alongside the gods, and they established a home city deep within the elemental chaos. Apparently, it's very secretive, but rumors are its forces rival even that of the Brass City. And Conrad, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you have no fucking clue what the Brass City is.
I was about to say, I don't. I'm sure like Kyra knows none of this. So.
Nat, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't
Nope.
ring any bells. So, there's that. Um, Apparently they're super secretive.
Yeah, it's just so weird. They, not being able to talk to them, and it's even weirder that they look like me. Do I look like them? Like, and that's actually pondering this for like a second.
Sin raises one hand and he snaps, and there you see an image of you, Nat, like you were looking in a mirror. And then with his other hand, he snaps, and there's another image of one of the women on the carriage, and he puts them side by side, and yeah, it's like you but different.
Yeah, answers would be nice. Though the information you give us certainly does help.
Yeah, I would just make sure you guys, if you want to meet with him, go through the right channels. Otherwise, he does like the slit throat motion.
Yeah, my main like I definitely agree with you saying that should be the way we do it. I'm just wondering if we would even be allowed to approach, considering.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we are kind of the shit around here.
The good
So-
kind of the bad kind. That's it.
Well, to my point, yes. Because you guys got to remember, like, if this is a visitation, then both of those people are visiting, and I'm sure you guys saw the other group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dwarven brothers were busy tonight, but I think we might need to have a talk with them.
Hmm.
I would really much like to know what happened to our dear friend's body.
Yeah, especially considering the looks of that, entourage.
No, it was creepy. They kind of even moved at like him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even before he was Robot Cletus, he always kind of had like a kind of
Certain
a harsh,
stride.
yeah, harsh movement to his stride that was just, it was so Cletus, and the way they moved was just kind of eerily similar.
Hmm.
So, yay guys, mysteries.
Yep. Mm.
If like we really needed any more of those.
Yay. That's
I definitely would like, to see if we can find some answers for that if possible. Like, I guess we would have to contact someone, you know, well, at the Sultan's like court, I guess.
I mean, I hate to say it, but one suggestion, and this could be a little radical and we would kind of lose our edge, is if, hey, people, we have someone that looks like you. Care to have a conversation?
I do kind of feel like, well, that may be kind of like, what do you call it? That's kind of our only option at this point, really, because how else can we go else about it,
Well, I mean, I don't know if we'd get an opportunity to go face to face with them or, get any good communication unless we pull out a big whamma jammer.
Exactly, yeah, agreed.
but and he looks towards Nat. I don't know about you, Nat, but I don't know those people. I don't know how they will react to that. So that could potentially lead you to being in danger.
That is true.
Because, and he kind of like walks up and just kind of pats you on your knee a little bit, Nat. He's like, because you're kind of a mystery.
Hmm.
And then he like pauses, looks over at Conrad. He's like, you're kind of too. Then he scratches his chin beard for a moment. He's like, holy fuck, we all are.
Yeah, we are. Kind of just takes a sip of his drink of that.
And that's why we need answers.
So, is this an avenue you want to pursue now? Then,
And that's like, yes. I'm willing to take the risk.
okay.
I mean, I could put in the word tomorrow. See how long they're going to be here and maybe possibly get an audience. Or did you guys want to helm this up?
Honestly, right now, I feel like your favor with their crew is better than ours.
Nah, I mean, you guys are, I put in a good word.
Hmm.
Oh, come on, guys. It's not as bad as you think. Come on.
I imagine there's just like kind of a dead
Guys are
silence.
good words sometimes.
uh, yeah, but I think if you wouldn't mind, then you helming this up would be the better idea.
Yeah, I mean, don't also forget, our also golden ticket.
What do you mean?
I mean, Rita may go off the handle sometimes with her weird stuff, but I mean, she's still useful with our group to the brass court.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, she's also kind of almost
Also,
quite literally in the
Did you
doghouse.
guys see her getting yanked through the city?
Yeah, see, we saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that looked
I-
painful.
Okay,
Like-
me and the Melanotius were a little worried about that. Like, it was weird.
Like when Reyna was describing the collar, like he said it might yank him like that, but I wasn't actually sure it would do that until that happened. So
We also didn't know the when it would happen.
yeah, that was also another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Remy was in charge of her punishment. I know she's eccentric.
Okay.
I hope our punishment isn't that bad. And she holds on to her neck like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I just hope he's okay.
He pats you both on your like lower back. Oh, don't worry, it's much, much worse. As he just slowly starts walking up the stairs.
Just sips his drink and sighs.
I will definitely say, okay, tomorrow then. Get some answers.
No, Connor's kind of looking at and say like, so is there anything you want to like say to them or even like ask them once you come face to face with them? Is that is something you may want to think about, like before we actually come see them, if that's possible.
That's fair. And she actually starts thinking about that.
Also, why did you make it sound like Nat thinking about something was a huge surprise? I'm kidding.
Oh no, that's
It
thinking.
wasn't intentional.
Okay, so Nat's thinking, Conrad's sipping.
Yep.
Reyna, I don't know if you're there, but you continue to do your work until it's done and you find your nice little comfy hay pile.
I literally just got reconnected.
Okay. And
Perfect.
after, it's funny because you go to find that same hay pile, and one of the barn animals actually comes up to you and kind of nuzzles you.
Just stroking as I'm laying there.
Bah.
Yes, it is a weird sheep-looking thing. It's not exactly a sheep. Its body is kind of elongated a little bit. It's probably like a sheep that was like stretched to be like 6 foot, 7 foot long. And its legs are almost chicken-like, but they're covered in like almost like a reptilian like scales. It's very
Hmm.
interesting, but the fur around it's super soft and comfy.
Imagine like a Avatar: Last Airbender style of animals.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what her area over here looks like. There's a few regular ones, but there's some weird ones.
I like this weird snake sheep.
Snake, chicken, sheep.
Does it have like horns?
Yes, two very small ones.
Just
You-
just patting the forehead between the horns.
Yeah, you've seen a couple of the other ones that are kind of like relegated to its own pens. Those ones have really big spiraling horns. This one is a little bit smaller than those ones and small horns.
So it's like
Ah.
Randa using this as a body pillow then.
Kind of. Which is not bad. Like it's nice. You know, the
Is
first-
it because it's a female or is it because it's young?
You honestly don't know.
That's fair.
I mean, you can spend the next while trying to investigate if you want.
I am not gonna bother.
Okay.
I'm not that into animal husbandry.
Okay. But you curl up and pass out. It's a lot better than the first night. The rest of you, Conrad, Nat, you guys sit and sip and think for a while.
You doing okay there, Nat? You kind of been real quiet, quieter than usual.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm probably just gonna head upstairs.
Okay. I'll probably head upstairs too then.
Night, Nat says. She's
Night.
already going upstairs.
Kyra goes to his room.
And as you guys are getting up to walk upstairs, Conrad,
Okay.
it feels like someone just shot lightning into your brain.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds painful.
Yeah.
You
Ow.
hear about 24 disconnected and discordant female voices, all crying out in pain, misery, and of utter terror and regret of their current existence.
Okay.
It is such a flood of emotion and feelings. You drop to your knees and scream out. Nat, as you're walking up the stairs, you see this happening to Conrad.
Like, Conrad is, and then she like runs back downstairs. He put his hands on him. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Burning up.
Like I'm still currently burning, correct?
And
Okay.
you're right now you're grabbing your head, you're on your knees.
Ah! Ah! He's just like kind of cupping his head.
Oh, jeez. It's like yeah, it's like
It's just you two in the bar right now. Dix isn't at the bar either.
Hmm.
let's. Like,
Oh
let's,
my
get, let's just get you to a bed. You can try and lay down. Maybe Sim will have an idea. And she tries to pick him up.
You can feel your body, but you can't see. The pain is like keeping your eyes or your vision blurred.
Hmm.
You can hear Nat's voice, but it's almost like an echo.
So he basically, it's like just kind of like he's out, just due to the pain.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Nice and easy, Conrad. Red. She's trying to get him upstairs. Maybe find, see if Sin.
You are a strong little elf.
Yes, I am.
You scoop him up, and he's kind of writhing a little bit and like tensing up in different areas. Like you can tell something's going on. And you start carrying up the stairs. Where do you take him?
The boys' room, Sin.
Okay. You take him in there, and Sin is currently reading a book.
Sin. Conrad just fell to the floor in pain. I don't know what's going on.
He looks over, studies him for a few moments. I mean, it's not magic. I don't know what to do. And he goes back to looking at his book.
Nat puts him on the bed.
Okay. And at this point, Conrad, it's starting to subside.
Imagine just from the sheer pain of it, like I was like drift
You're
off to
kinda-
sleep.
Yeah, you're kind of dazed. I mean, it's up to you. It's you
Okay.
can stay up. This was very shocking.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Nah, is that you?
It's me. I'm here.
He's like trying to like reach for your hand if he can to like find it. He's like still a
Yeah,
little blurry.
Nat grabs it.
I heard voices like screaming in my head. Oh god. Oh my god, the head hurts still.
That's like that must have been painful. You literally sounded like you dropped on the floor.
Like I felt like lightning, and then like I heard a female voice just crying in pain. Now, question, Damon. This is like out of character, right? Does it remind me of that one voice from that one dream?
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Okay.
This is something new,
Okay.
and this was something that was. It's hard to tell because, like I said, there was 20 plus. It sounded like more than 20 women, all crying, different
Mhm.
languages, different voices, different tones. It was just all hit you at once, and it was just like a lightning bolt to your brain.
And it wasn't just one woman either. There was like 20 of them or so. It was just like screaming and just crying in different languages. Ugh. And I couldn't make out any of what that was said, right?
Nope.
Okay. Couldn't make any of it out.
So the pain's gone now? It's like, do you still feel it?
Pain's gone, but like I feel worn out.
Oh, it scared me.
Hmm.
Like, other hand was gently patting her chest.
And you feel his body go limp in your arms.
Oh.
As you look over and Sin is finishing an incantation. Okay, that should probably help. And he reaches over to the table and scribbles something on a piece of paper. He's like, I'll look into that as well. And he goes back to his book.
Let me jot that down.
God, you guys are just always making work for Sin. It's not easy being the nerd.
Nope. Jotting some stuff down real quick.
I think like the worst part is like we actually expect him to actually.
Figure the shit out.
Yeah.
I like to imagine we're the grandparents of when the grandkid comes over, say, "Hey, can you figure out this tech stuff for us?"
Yeah. Okay, so Nat, Conrad has just passed the fuck out.
I'm pretty sure he's already like laying on top of the covers.
Yeah, he's passed the fuck out. He looks pretty peaceful though, from a moment ago.
That would tuck him in, but he's on top of the covers.
Well, what do you do?
Now we'll sit right next to the bed just for like a few minutes, just to be sure. I'm also jotting down notes, so.
Okay. Nothing changes. He starts lightly snoring.
And that smiles as soon as he starts to snore. It's like, okay, Sin, better keep an eye on him. And she,
Sure. As he's
and
staring at his book.
the book doesn't count, Sin, but yeah, whatever. And she does open the door, exit, and close it.
Okay. You're standing in the hallway.
She goes to the girls' room.
Okay. You're in there.
Nat just puts her stuff down and plops on the flower bed.
It's still pretty as hell in here too. Yes.
Nat's,
Okay.
Nat's just taking deep breaths and making sure she's calm before she's go to bed.
Yeah. It's easy. You go to sleep pretty easily because like there's just fragrance in here. Dix, you guys were starting to get used to the smell, but it was still a harsh environment to the nose. Nat, this is actually very pleasant in here now. Like the robust greenery is kind of covering up like the smoky burnt smell throughout the day. And I assumed you guys let it air out. So by now it's actually pretty nice in here.
She has no problem going to sleep, so I am asleep.
Yep. So everyone, as you guys drift to sleep and have a wonderful, peaceful night, boom, everything I'm kidding. We'll just go ahead and take a quick take the halftime break now before we get into the next leg of the journey.
Time.
Yeah.
All these technical difficulties are literally giving me a headache.
Yay! Not for the headache or technical difficulties, just yay!
Yay for suffering.
No, I gave up my lichdom years ago. I no longer need that to sustain me. Okay, I'm gonna be back to use the break this time.
You know, being sustained off of suffering would be so much better than souls. So, how are you? Okay, I guess I'm all alone.
Well, you didn't say who you were talking to. You just said, "How are you?"
Whoever will respond.
Well, I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Well, deception. How's your week been? Or, how was last week, I guess?
Oh, good. Making muns.
Oh, that's good. Making money's always good.
Trying to finish up that character for the 5e campaign.
Oh, yeah. How's that coming?
Getting there.
It's good. Ugh. If you get some reference art of her done, I wouldn't mind doing some sketches.
Ooh.
Of who?
Nat, do you want to explain?
Yeah, for a 5e campaign, I'm pretty much making a goblin bard, but it mostly just inspired off of Ys.
Okay.
It's like a descendant though, possibly a daughter.
Somewhere between Damon's world timeline and Lore's timeline. So not quite the whole clan of Yeeses.
He's the grand descendant.
I still quite like, it's like, as an example, Conrad and Nat gets to each other, like everyone wants details, everyone all the gossip and whatnot. Rhea comes down all pale with a bunch of bite marks, be like, as long as you two are okay, it's absolutely fine.
Well,
Hey,
to be
you
fair,
are-
the first.
You're consenting to this.
I mean, you two were consenting to it.
Well, first off, Kara didn't notice any of that stuff. Like, literally, Damon said specifically, Kara didn't notice any of it.
I know. I just find it
After the
funny.
fact, and then it was just like, like, well, I ain't touching that. Like,
As long as
Hey.
you use protection.
Hey, Nat pointed it out. Ruya was okay with it, so that's on Ruya.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I just find it
Last-
like happened before one. It's like, anyone else do the gossip, detail, spy? We're in Shakalone. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
All of us are spies. You're just doing the James Bond stuff.
it's funny because I actually didn't think of that. Like, that would be a thing until, like, it just was pointed out now, the whole fighting.
I didn't think you'd be into that, but I guess it makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
Oh, a girl's got off her kinks, didn't she?
That makes sense. Everything's a lie. Ah.
Though, if Raina catches wind of this, she will be calling Rhea the Flask. So maybe don't
Yeah,
let her
no
catch
way.
wind.
In no way did I ever call Ruya the Flask, okay?
It's too late. That's a nice superhero name now.
Well, because you straight up said like, well, what does he need to sip on the flask? While they're, But the thing is, you guys were talking about Ruya being drained. So your reasoning for Rhea being drained is that he needs the flask every once in a while. So
Yeah,
Well,
he was
yeah, sorta.
hungry, and so like
Well,
he felt a little nibbly.
you're referring to Rhea as a flask because
No,
she
Not
was the
really.
one that was drained. That's
It was unintentional, but still.
yeah,
That's
super
right.
unintentional, and it was a stretch. It's just funny.
I saw
I
like how the
guess.
flask is now a superhero name.
I just.
I mean, hey, like she actually has like reputation with Nat's flask at the very least. Just trying to chug it, even though it's an endless flask.
Ah, the joys of not knowing.
You knew the second time.
Yeah, you definitely didn't know the second time.
Yeah, but the second time you realize, oh, this is actually a really good drink.
Should have realized that the first time.
I really had like a good joke, but I didn't want to ruin the moment between Jacques and Rhea.
I mean, you can say no.
Yeah, I can say no. Yeah, like because when Dave was like asking if they were gonna resume, then you said no. I'm like, fuck, talk about blue balls, man.
Well,
I mean, it's one thing when you're alive, but it's a whole nother.
she's still mortal flesh. There's limits to it. There's a reason why he can keep going. It's because he has her.
Some
Yeah.
groups have not the brave. Some have just other characters. We have Rhea the Flask.
Not the bad.
Of course.
I feel like changing my name on the Discord now.
Wait,
So
is
do we
it-
all? Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll just go ahead and continue if there's no objections.
Anyone
Yeah.
like last minute breaks?
I was going to the bathroom, but I don't feel like hobbling, so I'm just going to sit here in misery in
I
my
mean, we
chair.
still have another 5 minutes.
Yeah, go to the bathroom, dude.
No, I went last time.
All right, well, this is your choice, so
I'm actively good. I'll suffer. You gotta think, I'm weighing the options of walking for relief or walking because of pain. Right now, the relief doesn't outweigh the pain.
okay.
Okay. Nat,
Yes.
you wake up.
Okay. I get off the bed.
Okay.
I check the room, check the surroundings.
Good.
All good. Okay. That's gonna stretch. Get her stuff. Get ready. Then head downstairs.
Okay. Conrad, you wake up.
Okay. Do I feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Guy just kind of gets up.
You did feel okay. Then you stood up, and the first thing you saw was a naked Sin pointing towards the other way, reading a book.
Morning, son.
Morning.
That's not what I meant, Sin. I'm just kidding.
Guy just kind of shrugs it off and gets ready for the day.
Okay, you do so.
And he heads downstairs.
Okay. On your way out, you see Nat heading downstairs.
Hey, Nat.
Hey, how you feeling?
Much better, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, Conrad's just like he's kind of like holding his head a little bit, but he like heads downstairs anyway.
Okay. When you head downstairs, you see Dix talking to a Royal Guard Palace guard.
Okay.
And as soon as he sees you guys, he's like, "Yeah, I'll let them know." And then the guard turns around, sees you guys, goes to say something, looks back almost kind of creepily, not creepily, but like kind of scared towards Dick's direction, and he just scampers off out of the inn.
Okay. Head downstairs. Morning, Dix.
Morning. Word was sent for you guys to go to the palace this afternoon.
It's afternoon, right? Okay.
Yeah, they said just arrive there shortly after noon.
Okay. Mind if we get some breakfast first, then?
Sure. What are you guys having?
Typical, breakfast pie.
Oh, you don't want? Sure, you don't want to try something new? A big
Um,
frown comes across his face.
I'm not feeling adventurous today, thanks though.
Oh,
If I wasn't going to go to the palace today, I would. But I'm just playing it safe today.
fine. I'll go make your goddamn pie. And he just walks in the kitchen.
Definitely tomorrow, I promise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
He is defeated. Gilneth, after a few moments of you guys waiting, comes downstairs. Followed by Shale, who follows up right immediately behind her and follows her behind the bar and into the kitchen. And after a few moments, you see Gilneth arrive into the bar and start cleaning up.
Mhm.
And after a while, Dix comes back out, holding one pie, and Shayla's holding the other. And he serves the pie, starts getting you your cutlery, things like that, and you can just watch Shale basically mirroring everything he's doing. Okay, well, enjoy. And then he
Thanks.
kind of puts his arm on Shale's back and kind of like guides her towards the kitchen again.
She seems to be doing well, Nat says.
Looks like it, yeah.
And Gilneth speaks up. Yeah, she's definitely a smart lass, but she seems different. She'll fit right in.
Even Nat smiles at that.
That's good. Kyra digs in.
It's fucking delectable.
Yay.
And it's a kind of like a bacon sausage, beef sausage, and egg pie. It's pretty fucking delicious. Little bits of cut up green chili or green pepper in there.
Don't have to go too far into detail, just so you know.
Oh, sorry, I'm hungry and I got the pizza like getting ready to go. So yeah. Sorry,
Right.
they're good.
Just chow on it. So, should we just bring the whole group, do you think, Nat? Kyra looks at Nat.
We probably should. Don't want to piss them off any more than we already have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. So it's just like a little like after 9, I guess, right? Like, what time is it right now?
It's relatively early, so it's still like 8 in the morning. You guys went to bed pretty early.
Okay, well, Kyra's gonna give it an hour to see how the others are doing first.
Okay. Maria.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
You wake up.
So, how am I feeling now?
Tired.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'll say because of your night, just go ahead and mark off 2 healing surges.
Shall do. Shall do. Yeah. Alright. Look up and I say look up. I just roll over if I don't see no shark immediately. I'm on there.
You kind of reach out. He's not there. You roll over. It's not there. You open up your eye, and there you see Vithrock staring at you.
Hello.
Hi. Looks like you guys had a good time as she looks a little bit away from your head towards your chest.
Just like
Yes, you're completely naked.
okay. I scramble for like a blanket or something.
You do so.
The
Yeah.
damage is done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, good night. Did you have a good night?
Sure, I caroused town for a while, but it doesn't seem nearly as fun as yours.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good night. Speaking of which, did Shark go out?
As she points down in between her legs because she's sitting on the coffin.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in here for most of the night after you passed out, but the sun started rising, so he, since he didn't have his stuff on, he retreated to this.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think he slept at all, so
I must admit, I don't know if like he can sleep.
yeah, they do sleep.
Slight chuckle at that.
He seemed quite conflicted about stuff,
Oh,
and then she kind of narrows her eyes at you, and she's like, "If you hurt him, I will snap your neck."
yeah. I won't do that. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't care about your words. I'm just telling you now.
Duly noted.
And she kind of does like a very fake-looking smile. You can tell.
Yeah.
She's like, "Okay, now grab your shit and get the hell out because I need to get back to stuff I need to do. You're kind of in my room."
Fair enough. I'll just like quickly get my clothes on. I'll like just go over to the box and just like give it a pat where I think where his head would be.
Okay,
And-
she's currently sitting where his head would be.
I'll still like pat it.
Okay, you pat it.
Yeah, tap. I was like, yeah. If like when he gets up, I'll tell him I'll speak later, okay? And
Okay,
yeah, and I'll just head downstairs.
you do so.
Yeah.
I imagine like as she's heading down, she's still like piecing herself together a little bit because it was an awkward situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get out. Haha.
So after a good like hour 15 minutes, you guys see Ruria heading down the stairs, still putting herself together.
Like she's like trying to put a shoe on, like while like just going downstairs, like.
Like there's a couple straps of her
Hmm.
armor still tightening.
Question.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Ruya, we gotta go to the palace today.
I was about to say something and I was debating, should I? No, I'm good. Yeah. It's like, maybe we could go to the palace?
Yeah. So basically, what happened, and Constantine trying to explain everything to Rhea what happened. Kind of catch her up.
She's just like looking at that and be like, huh. Then,
Yeah. So Sin basically asked about if we could potentially talk to them, and I guess the word came back.
No word came back. What?
Oh, Sin basically asked if we could talk to them.
Oh no, that was Sin as he was walking up. Sorry, I should have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, noise. Sin, you didn't talk to them about the palace?
No, I was busy with my books.
Oh well, we just got word that the palace wants to see us.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh,
Now you do.
oh, that's actually, changes things then. They said they wanted to see us shortly after noon, so probably like a little bit after 12.
Well, we have a few hours.
I'm guessing they want to see everyone?
They said everyone, right, Dix?
They said the Onyx Circle.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, Shrek's currently in his box at the moment. Yeah.
Do you think it might have to do with what I mentioned earlier, Nat, with Cletus and his sister?
I do not know, but
I mean, I did
It's
see,
over with.
like, whoever that person was, they were kind of eyeing the crowd, so.
I think bigger question is if you're saying that's Cletus' sister.
My guess, anyway. I'm not exactly sure, though.
I mean, I don't think you would have known him as a Warforged, so to speak.
I mean, we say that, but at the same time, though, look at what they're. Oh, yeah, that's right. You didn't see the entourage. They had an entourage that looked exactly like Cletus. They were mechanical Warforged.
Huh.
Looked exactly like him.
Exactly, and they even acted like him too, like their stride, everything.
Sin goes, speaking of, I'm gonna go run over to the blacksmith's real quick.
Okay. Do you want some company or?
I mean, if you guys want to come, that's on you. I'm just gonna go, just check on the situation real quick of his body and, you know,
Are we done our food?
you guys are.
I was gonna say, Damien, just because I suddenly remembered. As I was getting like clothes on and stuff, did I notice that my skin was any paler or whatever, or did it seem normal?
There's a bit of loss of pigment,
Okay,
but you've recovered quite a
okay,
bit.
that's good.
You are hungry.
Yeah,
I imagine so. Yeah.
I imagine so. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go grab some breakfast.
Yeah, you can stay here and definitely eat, drink some water, all that kind of stuff. Nat, do you want to come with me, or do you want to hang out over here?
Yeah, I'm coming with.
Okay. We'll be back, Rhea.
Okay, you know where I'll be.
Okay. Reina.
Yep.
You begin to stir. Hello?
Give it a moment.
Did it crash again?
Probably did.
Yep. How's this audio?
I can barely hear you.
Alright, let me try my other headset. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna see if I can get this taken in soon.
Alright, let's open.
Alright, how's this sound?
A little better?
Well, this is the best I got right now.
Okay. Well, you're super quiet, so,
Definitely speak louder than you normally would.
I'll try.
okay, well, you wake up, and the sheep thing that you were spooning is currently a few feet away from you, backed into a corner, shaking.
Hey, why are you over there?
It's just staring past you, just shaking.
I'll look to where it's staring.
You see Kane.
Mimicking the sheep at this point. Not backing away, but just a bit of a shook look.
It's about time you woke up. I was beginning to think of ways to make you wake up. And you just see just the smallest smile creep up on the elderly elf's face.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, there's much to discuss in very little time. Prepare yourself, head to your room, clean yourself up.
Right away. Yes.
Meet in the meeting chamber in, say, an hour.
Stand right up, give a bowing nod. Yes, be right there. Just, yes.
He nods. And
Yeah.
he slowly starts making his way towards the palace.
Yeah, Raina just with a bit of a, what's the word? Not pep in her step, but just kind of speed walking.
Okay. You are a little startled because as you round the corner, you are almost face to face. It's like a good 30 feet off. From an elder white dragon.
Oh, sugar. Hello?
The white dragon kind of looks towards you, and it just kind of stares.
Raina's gonna be trying to give it a bit of a wide berth.
Okay, you do so. It just kind of blankly stares at you as you pass, and then once you get a few feet away from it, it just kind of stares back forward.
Questions
It
for later?
almost seemed to be like in a trance almost. It was really weird looking. Like it was there, but it wasn't there, if you catch my drift.
Raina understands that look. Alright, questions for later. Duly noted as speed walking.
Yeah, and you do see some of the white armored guards surrounding it.
A polite kind of acknowledgement nod.
They just kind of quietly and stoically stare at you as you pass.
Yep,
No
you
insight
spent-
needed. They are judging you.
Just in the back of Raina's mind, just like, oh, no, fine, just judge me all you want. You just mumbling in her own mind. No coherent thoughts, just like grumbles.
Okay. So I would like to remind you, you're wearing like regular street clothes, and you slept in the barn.
True.
Just so you have an understanding. Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I understand.
As I'm walking, I'm just going to use my hat to make it look a bit more presentable.
Okay, you do so, and suddenly you are, you still feel a little dirty, but you use your shifting powers and the powers of your everything else, and you look presentable.
So I have to get that bath, but at least people will not, other than scent, not much judgment.
Okay. Well, you give some distance to the other people that you pass on your way through the palace. Seems like a pretty busy day. There's a lot of both of the soldiers kind of like out and about a little bit. Some of the groups seem to be surrounded by Unner Oasis guards, but for the most part, like there's quite a few of them. I would say right now you probably see anywhere to like 100 to 150 non-Unner Oasis soldiers.
So much more busy than this place ever is.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely busy as it's been for a while.
Okay. Yeah, seeing this, just holding herself up better, just like trying to be a bit more presentable
Okay.
in her stride and everything.
Okay. You make your way into the living quarters.
Go into my room, close the door behind me, and just get ready to prepare to go to the bath.
You do so, get your bath. It's phenomenal. Um, make your way back, get your nicer clothes on, get everything all ready to go, and you are ready to face the day.
Huzzah! And it said, and Kane said within the hour to be at the meeting room.
Yep.
How much time do I have left?
Yeah, you got like 20 minutes.
Alright,
You
I'm
you
just
were in a
gonna.
rush, so you didn't waste too much time in the bath.
Alright, so I'm just gonna head there and I'm just gonna wait within the hall in front of the waiting room so I'm just on time.
Okay. As soon as you get up towards past the guards that, flank that hallway, you make your way to that big wooden door. And as soon as you like stand up there all proud of yourself that you're early, you kind of stop there and you hear Kane's voice. Come in already.
Okay. Yeah, I come in.
He is currently sitting at the desk with a quill writing something, and you see him just reach over and push a very, you know, nice palace, like kind of dinner set towards the edge of the table, and it's filled with food.
This is my breakfast, I assume.
Eat up. We got a big day ahead of us.
And do. And with all the manners, just consuming.
It's difficult because you're not quite sure what he ordered, but it is fucking delectable.
Just mid eating, just half like mouth is like a little bit of food. There's no eggs in this, by the way, is there?
Actually, no. This is a kind of like a porridge dish, almost like a weird curry. It is over rice. There's a little bit of spice to it, which kind of clears up your nostrils and like a little bit of the bar and stuff, which
Oh,
only makes the meal that much better because then you're getting like more fresh scents. I really gotta stop this.
no, I genuinely get the sense of what doing a little bit of dirty work and then eating a spicy meal is the best.
So yeah, it is fucking delectable.
Oh yeah, as soon as that taste hits her mouth, she's like, "Oh yeah," just enjoying the meal.
And you spend the next while as he continues to write in silence as you just kind of finish up your meal and just kind of sit and wait. The rest of you guys,
Yes.
you guys start making your way over to the smithing place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as soon as you get there, you notice that there are two royal guards, very well armed, with a squad of other guards surrounding the front of the building.
Question: is it the Empire Guards?
No, they are near Oasis.
Okay, so it's all an Oasis Guards so far then.
Yes.
Okay. Huh, that's interesting, son.
Yeah, I have a feeling that, it may have been a shock to us as it may have been a shock to others.
Hmm. Do you think they'll let us in?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
And Sin
Alright.
darts off.
Yeah, Carnes will stay in place.
Yeah. After a few moments, you feel a arm tap your shoulder.
Look towards it.
You see Alcor standing behind you.
I'm trying to remember who that was.
That's the fire genasi of the Brass Court.
Okay. Oh, hi, Alcor.
Hello.
It's me, Conrad. Shut up. Just follow my mark. And he starts walking towards the smith.
Kara nods and just follows.
Now also not that follows.
Without saying anything, he just strides right up to the smith with uttermost confidence. And you watch as the lower guards immediately bow as he passes, and the two royal guards kind of stiffen up. And as he starts approaching, just open.
And just following, quote unquote, Alcar's lead.
I'll follow you.
I need you guys both to just give me a generic charisma check.
Shall do. Da-da-da.
This is a multi-layer test to see if. Okay. Nat, you notice Conrad looking a little nervous,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of use your finger and you poke him in the square of the back, and he kind of stiffens up a little bit, and you guys proceed.
Man, it's like that nervous smile, like, hey.
You feel Nat. You're like, oh, okay. I'm just walking. But you guys make your way inside, and as soon as you step in, the guard closes the door.
Okay.
And Sin looks around. He's like, huh. I was expecting more.
Do we see the brothers anywhere?
No.
I don't see Bilmar and Bomar either.
Oh, well, follow me.
Follows.
And he walks around towards the back door, and he walks up to it, pulls out his book, and starts weaving arcane sigils, speaking in some runic language. And as soon as he finishes, you hear the door, just clink open. And he reaches for the doorknob, opens it, and starts walking down a set of stairs.
Follows.
Follows.
The stairs descend a good, 40, 50 feet
Mm-hmm.
before you see light coming at the bottom of it. And as you guys step in, you see a massive granite and iron, almost looks like a rib cage in the design. It seems to be made of granite, but it has these iron supports that almost look like a rib cage going across. And all around you see torches lit, and there are massive tables, stone and metal boxes, wood boxes, crates. It just seems to be like a storage house of some sorts. And in the far back corner, you guys see one of these large stone tables. Currently has a very familiar looking thing strapped to the top of it.
What do I see?
You see the bodice of one Cletus.
Okay. That seems to be him.
And Sin walks over. He's like, yeah, that is fucking eerily close, isn't it?
Yeah. Does it still have the sword in it, by the way, or does it just no?
Was that?
The sword, because I think Sin took out the sword, right?
Yeah, the sword wound. Does it have the sword?
I
No,
thought
Zane kept the
he
sword
took
in a
sword.
bag, I think. He definitely kept the sword.
Yeah.
Unless you're
I
asking if
don't
he
know.
has the sword wound.
Oh, the sword wound. I mean, yeah, the damage is still there.
Okay.
Definitely him, Nat says.
Still no sign of the brothers, right?
No.
Where could they be?
Well, if the
Well-
guards are here, probably
if I
at
had
the
to-
palace.
Yeah, I would have to guess that as well. Yeah. Well, that kind of eliminates any kind of questions we might be able to ask them.
Yeah. Let's just hope they were giving the right answers.
I would hope so as well.
Guess we go back and wait, and then head to the palace.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And Alcorson starts heading back out.
Follows.
Retreats and kind of guides you guys around, the south of the bizarre stonework, and just kind of goes off a bit of a distance, like turns around, make sure that you guys are out of visible sight, and turns back. And he starts walking towards Dix.
Again, follows.
Hello.
After like a good 20 or so minutes, Amiki, the rest of them come back. You are now elbow deep in a pie, and it is like the best thing ever.
I'll just focus on eating my pie in that case. Just be like, ham.
She gives you a real quick feral look as you guys enter, and then immediately starts scarfing down the rest of her pie.
I imagine it's like that thing where you have like you're facing near the pie and like you're kind of like hunched over it, just.
I can't imagine it's like I put my hand up, be like, gesture that I know that you're there, but just continue going a pie.
Well, while she's eating, do you want to grab some breakfast then?
I already ate.
Oh, okay. Well, we got some time to kill. Gara just pulls out his book, I guess.
Sin sits at a table, opens up a book, and just starts reading and jotting down notes.
Mhm.
Is anyone going to say or do anything?
It's like after like finishing my pie, I imagine I finish it pretty quickly, given how much
Yes.
I'm eating and whatnot. I'm just gonna go over his. No, I was like go over and be like, find out anything on your outing?
The brothers weren't there.
Yeah. So not much to figure out really.
It's like, how much time would we have left before we have to go out?
At this point, like almost 3 hours.
It's like, do you guys want me to wake Shaq up and let him know that we need to go out?
Sure, yeah, at least give him a heads up and see if he wants to come.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do that. And I'll just like brush off whatever remaining crumbs I have and just knock on the door upstairs.
Okay. Vithrock opens up the door.
Hey.
God, already back for seconds?
Ooh.
I'd like to think she's going through her teen years at the moment. But no, no, it's just thought I'd let you guys know that we got to go to the palace later.
She looks over her shoulder. I mean, he's still napping, but I can wake up. When do you guys gotta head up there?
And they say 3 hours or so. You said 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll wake him up. I'm sure he can get up there real quick.
yeah. Okay. Did you want to join us downstairs?
No, I got some work I need to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
She just kind of stares at you as she slowly closes the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
She may be going through her teen years.
Yeah, I think she is. But no. I just like head back downstairs.
Sorry, man. Dragons mature quickly.
It's all good. No, head back downstairs. It's like he's been told, or at least my frog's been told.
Okay.
I think what I'll do is like I'll check out like any puncture wounds like on my neck, see if they're still there and whatnot.
You still feel like, you know, the remains of it. But none of them are bleeding out or anything crazy.
Okay. It's a good bit bruised.
Yeah.
I know. This is what I'd be doing.
And you discover a few as you're like kind of adjusting your body like underneath the armor. You're like, ooh, wait, where did that one come from? And then, you know, not because you're paranoid and you're afraid that people are probably looking at you checking this, you immediately stop and just
Yeah. I just recover.
Okay. So some hours pass, and eventually it's that time. But we're gonna hold off on you guys for a moment. Raina,
Okay.
why did I split the party?
Hello. I am the goblin of technical difficulty. I mean, Reyna. Hello.
After an hour of you know, eating and then sitting there, eventually, Kraz comes into the room.
Morning.
And you hear in the back of your brain, ah, morning. And he looks towards Kane. I have the report. And Kane just kind of not breaking away from writing whatever he's writing. You know, there's a few moments of silence. And then Kane kind of rubs the bridge of his nose. He's like, thank you, Kraz. Head back to the Majesty. I'm sure he's going to need you. And Kraz kind of nods and heads out the door.
Just waving across as he goes.
A little tentacle wave as he walks out of the door. And Kane just kind of sighs. So your lot is always just in trouble, aren't they?
It seems to be, honestly.
Well, he just finished a long conversation with the Dwarven brothers, the Smiths, that we've been keeping an eye on. Because we had a few questions about how similar this army looked compared to the Onyx Circle's late compatriot. They have no clue where or how the Empirical soldiers have that technology, or how they were able to manufacture it so quickly.
Well, Reyna's gonna scratch her chin. The only thing of note I can really think of is, so when we were at what was the port city?
Abeen Cove.
Abeen Cove. When we were at Abeen Cove, we met a group of self-proclaimed Deezes, and we were actually.
Peace. The brothers have already signed up for their sovereignty under the Neuroasis banner.
So wait, what does that mean?
Basically, they will be coming into the fold.
Well, the only other thing I can note is when we were discussing with that clan or clutch or whatever it is, they were looking over Cletus as well.
Well, from what the brothers described, the only reason they were able to complete Cletus's new frame was because it was already almost done. Their intel is saying that the process to create one of those could take years. They're very intricate pieces of arcane and technological advancement. And from what the story is Cletus only came into existence, what, a month or so ago. So the timeline just doesn't seem to add up.
Well, maybe they just have mass production on their side, or I don't know.
It's a mystery, and one Kraz is interested to find out. under the orders of His Majesty, but so far, their people seem to be immune to his probing.
Would Reyna know that? Because you said they had air quote metal crossbows.
Which ones?
On the parade when they were coming in, there was a couple of guards that had air quote metal crossbows that I think you were alluding to, looking similar to the stuff we found before.
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all. The crossbows that I mostly pointed out was from the Andali.
Mhm.
Those ones had they were not made out of metal.
Okay.
That's the only metal I pointed out.
Okay, that's fair. Never mind then. Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, if you need me to go collect information, I'll do my best. But as of now, I have nothing to add.
We are gathering that information as we speak. The show of force from the Imperial soldiers are being backed by Celestia. That is why we allowed them to make their way into our city.
It was quite a parade.
The true guests of this arrival are the Andali. They've visited us many times before, and they are a long-standing ally to the Brass Sultan. He knows them from his youth. For now, we will tolerate the Empire's presence just to keep things settled, but we will be keeping a watch of them.
Now, this might have no relevance. But in continuing with my group keep in trouble, one of the companions, Nat, she has a striking similarity to the maidens that were riding on the back of that creature, dragon. Sorry.
Yes, this was brought to our attention immediately after seeing them. It had been such a long time since myself or the Sultan had seen them that we didn't notice the resemblance.
It's quite striking, and I can imagine that the band of heroes, and just audible air quotes, my band of heroes will probably want to figure out what's going on there. I'm sure there's many questions.
There will be time, but before that may occur, the Sultan and I would like to make sure you are all ready for what comes next.
Fair enough. Well, other than that, I don't know if there's much else to ask.
Well, save the rest of the questions for the audience with His Highness.
I suppose. Though, just on a personal note, when was the last time this type of parade happened with and what was the name? The White Procession or something?
The White Procession.
The White Perception.
Procession.
Procession. When
And
was the last
Kane kind
White
of
Procession?
looks up towards the ceiling a little bit, trying to remember long forgotten memories. Around 300 years ago to this day.
Man, it's been quite some time then.
Give
Past
or
my
take a
ears.
couple decades.
Nervous laughter, realizing how young she is compared to everyone.
Yeah, you're second youngest behind Grom.
That is. Well, the people seem to take this as a good omen.
I mean, no, you're the youngest behind Grom. Sorry, I
Yeah.
completely said that in reverse.
Yeah, I figured. Well, for general opinion, the citizens, and I almost said peasants, that's not what I'm looking for. I guess citizens. The people of Oasis taking this as good news, if anything.
Well, long ago, their first visit here to Elolis actually saved our young lord's life. Well, young at the time.
Really?
He had once had a rival in age past, and he was not just a powerful foe, but crafty as well. And our lord at the time needed the assistance, and they were tumultuous times, very dangerous, and those witches rose to assist him.
That is quite incredible, actually. I suppose even the Lord was young once. It's hard to imagine him in any sorts of dire straits.
You do see a slight smile come across the elderly elven man's face, and he just kind of chuckles a little bit. He says, "Yes, we were all young at one point."
Well, I guess I still am.
And he continues writing whatever he's writing.
Focusing back on my meal.
It's gone by now.
Just doing the thing where you're just kind of thinking, so you're poking the empty plate.
Yeah. And that goes on for quite a while. Okay, the rest of you guys.
Yep.
Time passes, and eventually, you see Jacques making his way down the stairs.
Hey, Jacques, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hello.
Everyone else ready to go?
She's got a smile on her face, so she seems like go downstairs. Yeah.
I just say yes.
Sin?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, so you're gonna meet us there?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't take too long. I'll be waiting.
Fair enough. Conrad says, alright, let's get going, guys.
So you guys proceed into a oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Afternoon. It's full heat. It is bright. It is hot. It is sweltering. It's loud. It is an oasis. You guys spend the next while going through the city, making your way up to the palace. And upon entering, like past the gigantic I forgot what those are called. Fountain. You do see a very familiar looking troll gentleman standing in front of the main entryway to the palace.
Grom?
Yes.
Hello, Grom.
He looks over, sees you guys, does like a half-hearted wave, and then continues. You realize that he's looking over kind of this direction.
Where direction?
Kind of like this direction.
Okay.
What's he looking at?
What was that?
What's he looking at?
As you guys pass through the entryway to the front of the palace, you guys look over, and there is a small squad of those minotaurs.
Oh.
And over next to them, you see the minotaur lady, the older human gentleman that you guys saw, and you see Alcor and Juan.
Interesting. Proceeds onwards.
And as you guys make your way towards Grom, he kind of like looks over. Oh, hey, you guys are here. Let me take you inside.
Thanks.
And he turns around, immediately knocking into one of the palace guards. He's like, "Oh, watch it where you're going." And he just like passes by the guy and starts walking to the palace.
Jesus, accidentally get bumped into by a troll. That would be fucking hurt.
Guard quickly like gathers himself and stands back into place. But you guys make your way through the main entryway.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are brought to the very familiar large brass doors.
Okay.
And we're gonna hold right there.
Shall do.
After a moment of you sitting there poking around stuff, Reyna, you hear in the back of your brain, "Our Lord would like your presence in the throne room." And you watch as Kane looks up and closes the book, puts down the quill, and he says, finally. And he starts heading out of the room.
Following quickly behind.
And as you guys are presented to the door, you guys notice to the right of you, going down the hallway, you see Kane followed by Reyna.
Hello, Kane. Hello, Reyna.
No ways. Arena.
Oh, hello. Sorry, have to go to business. Catch up in a bit.
Our nods.
Sounds like, I think we're going to the same place. As Kane immediately grabs for the brass door and starts opening it, as Grom follows behind as well.
In that case, after you.
Okay.
You
Interesting.
guys proceed into the throne room, and as you guys make your way through the door, Grom closes them behind you guys.
Okay.
As the door closes, it starkly echoes in this room. A
Mhm.
room that, for the most part, you guys have always seen filled to the brim with people, is currently empty.
Okay.
Standing lonesome on his throne, you see the brass sultan.
Okay. So, quick question. So now it's just the normal, because I remember before there was a whole jade
Oh yeah, I was
thing.
gonna ask that.
That is still there, and it is growing.
Okay. But the brass sultan is here now, though.
Yes.
Okay.
And Grom and Kane both walk up towards the sultan, and they both bow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if they're sorry,
Likewise.
like if like just remembering what the procedure was before, Conrad's gonna follow that. You know, kind of like.
Okay. You guys
Yeah.
are
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
I assume Reyna would do an in precision with Grom and Kane.
do you try to go in line with them or behind them?
I'm gonna be in the doghouse, so I'm gonna be slightly behind.
Okay. You guys all do so. Jacques refuses. And they, Grom and Kane both rise, and they stand and walk and stand behind the Sultan. And the Sultan kind of looks. He was kind of staring off in the distance as you guys approached.
Okay.
And as Grom and Kane both stand behind them, he looks over towards you, Reyna. Reyna, join your allies.
Yes. And instinctually, she starts walking towards Grom and Kane.
He puts up his hand. No, join your allies, as he gestures towards the rest of the group.
Right. Sorry. Old habits. Does so.
Things have been progressing here at an alarming pace. Information that comes in every single day is spiraling out of control. The threat of the Green Hand has subsided for now, but I'm sure you all have noticed the presence in the city since last night. I have been slightly pressured into allowing the Imperial soldiers to station themselves here while they stay on pursuit of a wanted criminal from their homeland. A criminal that they will never find, yet as of last night, they march an army of them into this place. I first must ask, has anyone withheld any information pertaining to Cletus and his situation?
Out of character, I don't think we have.
The only thing that I do know, sir, is that his sister may be the one that is leading the charge to find him, so to speak.
I'm aware of his familiar bonds.
Other than that,
I'm just curious because to this point we had no idea that the Empire had such technology, let alone technology that was primarily and exclusively created within Ellis.
I believe it was a surprise to all of this band as well as myself.
it was definitely surprising. Yes.
Yes.
Sin speaks up. Breast Sultan, and he does like a slight bow. There is one connection that we haven't thought of, but I heard from Alcor that you had other information to discuss. I think it would be best if you explain that first. And Sultan kind of like narrows his eyes towards Sin, and then the Sultan looks towards the rest of you. Yes, we have recently found more information dealing with the Green Hand and the dragons. It is now at the point of undeniable truth that the dragons are on the move again. The reason why the people of Elwillis fear this is since the Dawn War and Dragon War had ended, there have been long prophecies, omens, things that would supposedly signal another rise of a Dawn War adjacent. Something similar to the ferocity of the wars long past. I do not take much stock in such myth, but I cannot shake the fear that is set in me for hearing that the dragons are on the move again. I faced those wars long ago, and I truly know the terrors that cannot be explained through story. So I am worried about the current situation. And part of that is why I wanted to bring you all here today. And he looks towards Jacques. While some of your capabilities have not been fully proven, allies we need. And I fear that at this current point, if the dragon threat were to become a real thing, you would not survive. So I have brought you all here today because I have a new task for you all. But before we get into this, and he looks back towards Sin, what is this information you have thought of? And Sin kind of looks towards you guys. And then back at the Sultan and then back at you guys. Well, remember guys when we first had to deal with the brother stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been wondering something. That one gem kind of sucked up Cletus, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But there were
Mhm.
2 gems, weren't there?
Kind of like does like a bit of a like a oh face like now like
And who else also died right around there?
what's it called?
Their uncle?
Their uncle. Yeah, the guy who invented these things.
And then he looks towards the brass Sultan. Well, there's that. And the Sultan like just immediately like grabs the bridge of his nose, like you can tell he's agitated,
Mm-hmm.
but he kind of takes like a and just like breathes. Well, I wish I would have known this information earlier. And he looks towards Kane. Begin researching it immediately. And Kane bows and darts out of the room.
But it was a black dragon that took that crystal, not the Empire.
A dragon, yes. And I wanted to hear this information just because the other bit of information we had just found out is that there's a good chance that Celestia or someone within Celestia is also in play with them.
Sorry about that.
And we know very very much about the connection between Celestia and the Empire. So if the
Mhm.
dragons are indeed backing all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if that information were to find its way into the right hands for it to be most useful for them. How that plan is going to be set in motion, only the gods could fathom. But it cannot be good.
Huh. Kara
Hmm.
just kind of does like a huh sound.
Which is
Well then,
has a sweat speed.
And this is why I'm keeping the Imperial soldiers in the upper district, where I will basically use the guise of keeping them safe to keep them under lock and key.
Hmm.
And the
sounds
thing
like
with dragons is they're long lived. Their plans powerful, but they take time. They're subtle, crafty, ancient beyond your measure, so we are hoping that we still have time till everything is set in motion. And we would like to use this time to make sure that we are all prepared. Which is another reason why I've allowed Andali to stay within the city for a longer period than previous. They are a trusted ally, and I would like to have them on our side. And then he
Uh,
looks towards you, Nat. And I believe after you finish my task, I think you might be able to help assist us in making sure that their interest in this region remains intact.
And how may I do that? Nat says.
We will get to that when the time arrives, but for now, you must all focus on a different task. And he looks towards Grom and nods, and Grom nods. And Grom reaches into a pouch. There's a little bit of like a slick noise because there's probably something sticky in there. And he pulls out a scroll, and you guys watch as Grom begins to read the scroll, and it's some weird unknown language. You guys have seen people read scrolls before. He's reading a magical scroll. And as soon as he finishes it, the scroll burns up in flame, and just one after the other, there's arcane flashes. And someone was gonna say something.
Hmm?
Okay,
not
never-
now.
Mm-mm.
There's a quick arcane flash, and you guys see Alcor standing in front of Sin. And there's another arcane flash, and Conrad, you see Remy standing in front of you. Berea,
Mhm.
you see Juan currently looking at you with a subtle smile on her face.
Okay.
These people will be in charge of you for the next month. You are to listen to their orders. You are in their care. Any rule or any order broken by you to them is the same as breaking my word or my laws. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Nods.
Nat's looking around to all the pairs that are happening.
And
Quick
then
question:
the
Who
Sultan,
got? Oh, sorry.
the Sultan looks towards you, Reyna. Kraz will be meeting with you later. He will be your instructor for this time.
Well, at least it's something I'm used to.
And it looks towards Nat. Your powers confuse us. And he looks towards Alcor. Alcor has suggested to me that whoever trained you must have been teaching you through draconic art. Is this correct?
She nods.
Well, there is but one person I could think of who is qualified enough to teach you. And he looks towards Jacques. Because if the stories of your legend are true, then you should more than well be able to teach her your ways. And Jacques kind of narrows his eyes at the Sultan. And it's pretty apparent there's a weird tension going on between Jacques and the Sultan in this moment. And he then says something. Who speaks Draconic
I do.
beside you?
Fuck.
Nope.
Okay. He says in Draconic, "Careful on that throne before I bury you under it." And you hear the Sultan laugh. "Well, whelp, I would like to see you try." And he says that in common, confusing most of you guys. And Jacques just kind of narrows his eyes, looking angry and upset, but you can tell he's not in the position to do much, so
Yeah.
he kind of stands there.
You know that look that that a student gives another student when one student says a swear to the teacher? That's Raina's look at Jacques right now, just like, what the fuck have you done?
But the test begins tomorrow. Use this last evening, take care of your affairs, because tomorrow I expect hell. As he looks towards all of the instructors. And Jacques begrudgingly looks towards you, Nat. And
I look back.
he softens a little bit.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Who got Remy?
Oh,
I did.
Oh. Sorry.
That's not filling me with confidence. Out of character.
This is all for now. You may leave, and we must look into this last thread of connection. I hope it does not turn out to be true. As the Brass Sultan stands up from his throne, and you immediately see Grom just drop to his knee. Sin drops to his knee.
Raina does follow suit.
I assume Connor was still kneeling, so.
I mean, you guys stood up after the kneel.
All right, well, knee again then, basically.
That is kneeling.
Everyone but Jacques. He just kind of stands there. And as soon as the Sultan begins to leave, Jacques turns and starts walking out.
That sounds deeply.
Conrad is gonna kind of stand up. Is Remy still in front of him?
Yeah. You go to turn towards her, she is in your face.
Oh,
And she is sniffing the side of your neck, looks you up and down. When you just see her grin, and there's just razor sharp, feline like teeth grinning at you.
nice to meet you officially, Remy.
She turns and walks away.
Do you want me to meet? Because he's like, I assume she's already kind of far gone at this point, right?
Going out one of the side doors that you saw Kane leave out.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say, is Ron still there, or has she already
Yeah,
gone off?
she's stood up from kneeling and is smiling at you. She's like, "I will see you tomorrow. Just make sure you're nice and rested and get lots of food." Then she looks towards your neck, quickly reaches out, grabs you at the side of your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Please, don't show those. And she pulls her hand back, and you reach up, and the wound is gone.
Aww.
Who did Raina get?
No, but I was just gonna say to Ron, it's like, where should I meet you tomorrow? Like, here?
Don't worry, honey. I will send for you.
Okay.
She pats you on your head.
Aw.
Who did Raina get?
Raina got, you heard that she was getting Kraz.
Graz is not in front of me, though.
Yes. At this moment, though, Raina, you do hear a telepathic message in your head. Sleep soundly in your room tonight. Tomorrow begins your worst nightmare.
Just
and then
the
you just hear a deep, illithid chuckle.
just in the back of her head, just replying, I guess, be like, I'm just happy to have my bed back.
In silence, nothing else.
So Conrad's gonna. So I assume like the rest of the group, like we'll read all here then.
Juan slowly makes her way out the side door as well. Basically, it's you guys standing in the middle of the palace.
So, what do you guys want to do now then? I guess we got it our last day before training.
I am going to sleep in my beanbag bed if it's the last thing I do.
Okay, yeah, go get some rest. You know.
I am gonna be alone with Jacques, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
I'll
I
be
mean-
honest. Good.
I mean, it should be fine. Like, he's smart, like, good at the whole magic thing. He's got his blood thin now, so you don't have to worry about that.
Is it weird that like I picture her like kind of looking all doe-eyed, like
Oh,
with
yeah,
misty eyes,
yeah.
like, a bit?
That like Animu style, like there's a twinkle in her eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now remembers the punctured holes that Rhea has all over most of her body. Well, she had on most of her body.
Yeah.
Raina's just
Still
gonna go.
has, just not the one on her neck.
Yeah.
Raina's just gonna scratch her chin. Huh, I wonder if his training would be anything like Rhea's training was. Heavy air quotes. With training.
Now raises an
Yeah.
eyebrow.
Training was? I don't think I haven't been trained yet.
No, like when I walked into your room and you were dancing on the ceiling.
She's gonna, like, immediately blush, like, pop a cloud, like, and just
She's
run
not
out.
surrounded by darkness, Reina.
Yeah,
And
and
a
at that
gigantic
point, I just go out.
Cluster of raven feathers are surrounded. Can't
I,
see.
I don't think it's just, like, Rain. I think it's everyone. Probably
yeah.
gets
It's
it.
like, oh god.
That size again. Why, Reina? Why?
It was
Damn
a
it.
low hanging fruit. I couldn't resist.
Did you
Barely.
do the encounter one, or did you
Yes.
do the regular?
I did the encounter one, so I had enough time to run out.
So, you guys hear the brass doors immediately open and then close.
Okay, great. So here, should we just? Because we can't see anything, right?
Now we'll just try and find a way out.
Not for
Right,
5
it's
minutes.
Raina's just gonna grab people's hands and just lead them to the doors.
You gotta search for the hands first.
Each one of you guys roll me a 20 d20.
Can you roll for
Okay.
me? Because I'm afraid of opening roll 20. It seems to be what's crashing me.
Okay. You go to reach out for hands. You grab Conrad's tail and run head first right into Nat.
Ow.
Ouch!
At least
Damn
we're
it.
together.
Just wait until it runs out. Gosh.
No, I don't want to wait. I mean,
He's gonna slap like Rain in the face. Just stop.
Wait,
Give me
yeah.
2 hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
sure.
you think you hit Rainer in the face.
Yeah. See how it goes. You guys
You
are
think
Uh,
think you
let's
hit my,
see.
think you hit my face, but you actually slapped Nat's ass.
I don't have an unarmed strike actually.
just roll a d20.
Okay, I can do that.
I've added that 3 times on your character sheet. I'm very upset with that.
2.
Okay. You feel something a little bit more plump than what you think a face would be. Nat, you get slapped on your ass.
I'm thinking. It's like, alright, which one of you slapped my ass?
Before you do that,
I know what you're talking about. I was hitting Raina.
there's something I want to do that with. If did I hear the slap?
Yeah. You have no idea what happened. You just heard. it.
Oh, okay.
Remember, darkness. We can't see anything.
I know, but I was going to feign a voice, but okay.
And that's like, no, you hit me. You slapped me in my ass.
Wasn't intentional, Matt. Sorry. Conrad stands up.
In the darkness, Rain's going to attempt to slap Nat's ass.
Roll a hit.
Can you roll for me?
This reminds me of them, like, when we talk about how you just have to stay in the one room and it'll be absolutely fine. No. It's all good.
Okay, Nat, you get slapped in the face. You take 1 point of damage.
Dragon Flame Mantle.
Oh God.
Okay, you take 5 fire damage, Raina, as you feel your skin slap someone and immediately get burnt by fire.
Ah, God, that, frick, I'm just
Stop
leaving.
slapping people.
Not
yelling
moving.
in the cloud.
Raina's just
I
going
didn't
to
move.
attempt to go for the door.
Okay. You start walking towards the throne. But you're out of the cloud now.
Nat's gonna walk out of the cloud.
Okay. Over the next few moments, you guys just walk out of the cloud.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah.
Nat's rubbing her face and her butt.
Kara just walking out.
I hope no one saw us. Well, I guess no one did.
Why was the first thing you guys decided to do was slap people?
I was the one who was saying we should just wait till it runs out. But you guys were the ones who wanted to run around and do weird shit.
I didn't want to stand around for 5 minutes.
But you chose to rather get hit instead.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't really get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Other
You hit
than
me.
Ria, as you're walking through the out the palace,
Mhm.
You hear a slight chuckle next to you.
Yeah, I just like look over.
It's Sin. He's just sitting there and he's just kind of chuckling. He's like, "Yeah, your cloud of darkness is great."
It's a good get out. I was guessing as I look around, I'm guessing like sharks like long gone.
Long gone.
But I'd be like,
Give me a perception check.
yeah. Are you eating food?
I got hungry.
I wonder why.
would have known the DM gets hungry. I thought you're supposed to be an unfallible god.
Gods get hungry.
I don't know. I'm just gonna reopen my sheet.
Just all the technical difficulties today.
It really
So-
is.
So we're all out of the cloud and we're all just heading out.
Yeah, you guys are awkwardly, leaving the palace.
No, I got really scared because most of my skills suddenly said, "Oh, you got 0 modifiers and 0 bonuses in anything." I'm like, that ain't right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually saw the same thing as well, yeah.
Yeah, I just closed
Okay.
it and reopened it. It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. Very off in the faint distance, you see a dark flying object heading towards Dix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
That's
just
not ominous.
I'll just head over to Dix and whatnot. See, I highly doubt it, but see if I can catch up.
Okay. I mean, no,
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm
you
saying.
do make your way towards Dix.
Yeah. So good.
The rest of you guys, what are you guys doing as you awkwardly leave the
I'm-
palace doors?
I am revenge slapping Connor on his butt.
Roll the hit.
If I see that, I'm getting in on the action.
No, because then afterwards I'm gonna slap Raina in the face for revenge.
No. Okay. Yep. Oh, I guess you do know which one's which.
Ah, Vince.
Conrad, your spider senses tingle, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, dodge.
That pal's like, mm.
Careful, Nat, tease.
And I looked at Raina, like eyes to like 2 fingers to her eyes, and then two to Raina's eyes. Like, mm.
Rhea does the 2 fingers to her eyes, and when she goes to point back at Nat, instead of her eyes, she points at her chest.
The
Mm.
guards are curiously watching this as you guys are doing this in the palace.
Well, we were walking our way out.
I know they're probably still watching on our way out.
Probably, yeah.
You do see them whisper at each other a little bit. So where are you guys headed?
Dix, guys?
Well, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Okay.
Okay. Maria, you and Sin arrive at Dick's, and he immediately sits down at a table, opens up a book, and starts going through it. What are you doing? Amiki?
Miki.
Jesus Christ, are we just losing everyone today? Are you muted?
No, she's not
What?
muted. Maybe she's getting food or something. Maybe she's
Probably
also
busy.
hungry.
Give me a minute.
She just passed out from fantasizing about Damon or Shock. Either or.
Yes.
That's a weird spit roast, but okay.
I mean, it depends on who's in the middle.
That's a weird spit roast, but okay.
Nothing? Nothing? Man, we are just rocking it this episode. Back? Okay, you're back. Okay.
Can we just call this episode the
We didn't know you
technical
were gone. We
difficulties?
were waiting for you.
Oh, I sent a message saying that I'll be back
I
super
didn't
quick.
get it. I only got the back.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what was being said?
You arrived at Dix's. You were
Mhm.
getting food, weren't you?
And as far as well, I was just getting just got to Dix's. I was gonna.
No, I'm saying when you were away, you just got some food, didn't you?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Yes, you arrived. Sin just sat down at the table, pulled out a book, and started studying.
Okay. I'll think what I'm gonna do. I'll go up to Jacques' room, see if he's up there.
You
Yeah.
knock on the door.
Yep.
Vithrock opens up the door.
Mhm.
Oh, you're back. I guess that meeting went as well as he made it seem.
I mean it went okay. I think. Is he alright?
She turns back, pushes you out into the hallway, then closes the door. I think he's pouting in his coffin.
Yeah. It was a bit tense for him, I think.
Yeah, the Sultan doesn't believe he is who he says he is, and he doesn't like the Sultan because, and she says a word in Draconic,
Mhm.
and then says is sitting on the throne.
Huh. Who does the Sultan think he is?
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
from what I've heard, from what I've researched, is that idiot in the box is actually a very pronounced and, I mean, there's really not another word for it, legendary dragon hunter. And I mean, if I was in the Sultan's shoes, I would definitely doubt it as well, especially since there's no way of proving it. The only people who could verify that it is him are the people that, are bad.
I mean, if he's a dragon hunter, I suppose for the court, that would, I don't know, make him an ally? Like, confuse it? I don't know.
It is, but I mean, I don't know about you, but if I had a weapon, I would want to make sure how powerful it is before I can count it towards anything.
I suppose there's that.
I think he should just challenge the Sultan too, and then she says another draconic word, and just get it done with.
Yeah, I don't know if that's such a good idea. I mean, you don't want to take on an enemy that you yourself don't know their strengths and weaknesses. Pick your
She shrugs her
fights.
shoulders and she's like, I mean, that's what a dragon fight is.
I must admit, I'm
She
not
just kinda,
familiar
like,
with the whole
narrows-
thing.
She narrows her eyes at you. She's like, I mean, you know what it's like.
I tend to try and not get in as many fighters. No, I don't go looking for them. Put it that way.
No, but you understand what it means to face a dragon.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so, And she just shrugs her shoulders and she's like, anything else?
I did have a ponder though. What do you think about this whole dragon uprising thing? I don't know if he's told you about it.
I've been doing my own bit of research. Yeah, I say let's get it on. I want to kill as many of those bastards as possible. I know they're the real reason behind my mother's deaths, and bring it on. My claws and teeth may be young, but sharp they are.
That I wouldn't doubt for a second. You know, just be careful. I'm sure you can look after yourself, though.
Otherwise, I got that idiot. And she gestures behind her shoulder towards the box.
There.
Oh, this is awkward. And she turns around and just walks back into the room.
Yeah. And just head back down. Just chuckling to herself. It's like, oh, he's grumpy. You know. Get back downstairs and grab a drink.
Okay. And after another like 5 or 10 minutes, because they sat around, you know, just dealing with Cloud for a few moments. Eventually, the rest of them enter the bar.
Hello.
Dick sighs. He's like, ugh, and he starts pouring more drinks.
Look, I'm just saying that. You should be thankful that Conrad's first instinct when he's lost in dark is slapping your ass.
Slaps right on the back of the face. Just like.
You guys really should have this figured out by now. That'll eventually go away.
Well, you should just stop doing that cloud of darkness. Jeez.
Well, you should
Very
stop.
disorienting, you know?
The first thing they did as soon as the cloud popped up was start trying to slap each other. And they just ended up slapping me.
And they asked,
Oh, you can blame Raina for that one. And she just blushes and just hides in herself.
what, you're gonna really blame me for your dancing on the ceiling?
Daggers. Just dagger eyes.
Stop teasing her. And Kara just sits down. He's actually gonna sit by Sin right now, actually.
Okay.
Hey, Sin.
There's when you sat down at the table, you can't see his face because the book is like right up in front of his face.
Okay.
You see his head just kind of creep over it with an eyebrow raised, staring at you. Yes.
There's a matter I thought I would like to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
If it's about your headache, I haven't looked into it.
Not that. It has to do with kind of what we were discussing in the palace.
He raises his eyebrow, looking over the book. What do you mean?
So, in regards to the group that, we're responsible for us being here, you can tell Kara's being a little subtle.
Yeah.
Remember how we had suspicions that they may be, of the draconic sort?
Yes.
Don't you think that might tie into what, the Sultan was saying?
Oh, of course. No, don't worry. I'm a paranoid of sorts, and I definitely wholeheartedly believe that all the dragons are probably conspiring. Which
I'm just saying, do they know that though?
Of course they do. Why do you think they're so
Okay.
worried about the situation? Why do you think he's so quick to grab onto old allies?
Fair enough.
Why do you
I
think
just
he
wanna-
wants to make sure we're in better shape?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but the last few times we've run into dragons, it either went really poorly or we had a lot of help.
Also true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he needs time because if the chromatics are on the move, then I'm sure it's going to be up to us and them to make sure the metallics are on the move as well. And
Mhm.
sadly, he's already starting with one missing ally.
Kara just goes for one of those drinks that that were being poured. Sips it.
Dix was like, I was prepared for this. Put some more
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Choices and consequences, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just was something I was wondering about, but sounds like it's already covered.
I was gonna say, did Cambodia hear this conversation?
You're literally.
Yeah, you're in the
sitting
bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how far away people were sitting
Wait.
and whatnot.
Yeah, you could definitely hear it with your perception.
Yeah.
hear everything.
I'm just gonna knock over when they start mentioning like all the metallics and chromatics and whatnot. I was like, oh, you have good, well, kind of good news in regards to one. I think.
What?
She's gonna look around, like probably knowing that I'm guessing the tavern's still empty, apart from
Yes.
Dex, obviously. Like, well, we still got one friend, so to speak, as she's kind of gesturing upstairs. You know the ferret.
Could you repeat that? You said fairy?
Ferret.
Ferret.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it goes, well,
I mean, she's all
I mean-
4 or 5, so
it's nice, but she's a child.
yeah. She's still young.
And I don't mean that in her maturity, because from what I know of draconic creatures, they mature and age very quickly and are born with an innate understanding of the world that we could only, dare to fathom. But what I'm saying is the fear that the Sultan and his people seem to be speaking about isn't no wormling or young or even adult or elder. I think they're afraid that the ancients are going to be on the rise.
Which is definitely going to
Um,
be quite the battle.
Because I don't know about your guys' pants after our first encounter with an ancient dragon, but mine were quite soiled.
I mean, we
It
met.
was terrifying, yeah.
I remember that
Pretty sure
night rather
Davis
clear.
here-
Thank you.
Pretty sure Demaceres was the only honest person in that group when he went to go wash out his pants.
Also true.
I was gonna say we do have another ally in that case. I mean, I don't know in regards to ancients, but if Mithrax said what was true and whatnot, we'll have some of experience at the very least.
Sin raises an eyebrow.
Yeah. And Mithrax was saying about Shock being a dragon hunter.
I mean, that is what the Platinum Band was supposedly known for.
Yeah.
Their leader.
Yeah, he was like supposed to be like the founder of it, so I'd imagine he was well known for it.
Yeah, so if
Wait. So, a Dragonborn was a hunter of dragons.
Yes.
You know, I'm just not even around that.
Reina, you would actually hear a tale of this. There were many Dragonborns that, after the Dragon Empire long ago, rose up and specifically became dragon hunters because they were, tired of slavery to the chromatics.
Never mind, I know exactly why that makes sense.
yeah, and it's like
Insider knowledge, sorry.
yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't know like in terms of experience, but if he's got that level, some experience is better than none.
Oh yeah, like there's no doubt about that, Maria. It's just the fact that like when it's a war, it's going to be more than just one.
It's
If you
not,
understand what I'm saying?
it's not exactly a hunt if it's a war.
Yeah.
Any hunt can be a war, depending.
Well, usually when you're hunting, you're trying to get favorable terrain, weakening them, starving them.
Sin
Not
has
just-
Exact.
his book closed,
Yeah, it was like exact war tactics.
and he looks towards all of you. I don't know about you all, but I wouldn't put much stock in him. I think the point of all of this is to show that we need to get better.
Much agreed.
I definitely agree with that. I need to improve.
Speaking, oh sorry.
I think that's the main issue currently standing, and I think the rest is the Sultan and his men are probably going to be, no offense, Reina, but I think they're going to be scrambling over this month's time to get the other pieces in motion.
Yeah, no offense taken.
I was gonna ask Raina, what's one like as a teacher?
One, you said?
Yeah.
Just for one is just need the race real quick.
She's the Minotaur.
Okay, good. Oh, one is wonderful actually. Really kind, peaceful, always willing to help. she's a bit foreboding, just, horns and minotaur. But, no, she's wonderful, actually.
You just had like a deep sigh of relief. It's like,
A bit curiosity though, Reina. You understand that Juan's specialty is not of the religious or cleric nature. You know that she is,
Because it's actually
mechanically speaking, she's a shaman.
right. Yeah, that was actually a good point, because I'm surprised, though, that you have the shaman. But, I'm surprised there wasn't having the actual crap. What was not Asimar,
Delphine.
Delphine. Surprised Delphine wasn't in charge. She would have been closer to your more priestly ways.
I mean, I don't think Delphine was familiar with the Raven Queen. I mean, does one deal with Defador by comparison?
I assumed both of them did. I mean, rituals.
For the most part, no.
No, not that I know of. I mean, I'm sure there's grave tending or whatever, but nothing to a focus as you are.
That'll certainly make for an interesting month.
Well, if anything, it might round you out.
So what about Remy? That's-
Remy, that is. So you remember the collar?
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh.
I'm just gonna pat Conrad on the head and do like a quick quiet blessing to Raven Queen for his protection.
Kind of just like sips his drink while that's happening. He's like, okay, yeah.
I will give you a bit of
Roll me a
warning.
religion check.
Yeah. Oh, come on, mouse.
Nah, that's it. I'm more surprised the palace didn't have anyone for me.
Boom.
Okay. I mean, Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
in the back of your brain, you hear just the faintest familiar chuckle.
Question: is it a? I know. I'm trying to think of the best
She's
way
the
to word it.
goddess of fate.
Yeah. I know. I just want to know whether it's a familiar chuckle of that she's enjoying it.
Well, it's
Or
just
like-
probably you probably get the instance of like it must be amusing to her what she thinks that Conrad may be going through.
Okay. I just pat him on the head a bit more.
Like almost as if like the point of you blessing him was almost sarcastic.
Again, Karen just sipped his drink, unknowing of it.
Yeah, not knowing any of that.
I just continue to pat.
I do want to
good
give you
luck.
one. I do want to give you
Okay.
one word of warning, Conrad. She is not a vocal sort.
Okay.
The best instruction you might get is her throwing pointing at something or throwing a brick at your head or trying to drown you.
That's. Karen takes another sip of his drink. Reassuring.
Just try survive, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Nat, you were
Most
saying
useless
something.
information or a tip for an adventurer. Try to stay alive.
No, Nat was saying. I was pretty much saying she was surprised that the palace didn't have anyone for her specifically.
Well, we did talk about like how I mean, Jacques brought up himself that he could even teach you before.
I'm sure we could, but with the resources, honestly, Jacques might be the best suited.
And he did kind of calm you down from that, one fire incident. So you may have more insider tricks.
I think it's more so there's a tie there.
Sips from her flask.
And Sin peeks out from the book that he closed. And to be fair, I mean, you're both. I mean, from what they said you both have your teaching roots in draconic ways of sorcery, so I'm sure that helps.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Meanwhile, like Sin, you got Alcor, right? Like you're kind of already familiar with him, right?
Oh yeah, I'm basically going to be teaching myself over the next month. It's going to be great.
Fair enough.
Sucks to be you guys.
Kind of chuckled a little bit at that.
Yeah.
What you mean? I have a wonderful week ahead of me.
She's just
But-
looking at me, was like, you said one was fine.
I mean, yes, she's fine, but she's not going to be treating you as a
Question,
friend.
question, can I roll inside to see how bad this is?
To who?
On, what was it? Raina. I feel like she's holding back.
Sure.
Yeah. Wants to know, is she being nice? Or be like, no, let's make it easier.
A 30, a low roll for you.
That is low,
Um,
yeah.
You
So-
get this... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You explain.
You get the sense that maybe because of the confusion of the pick for you having one,
hmm
might not really give too much insight with Reyna to react a proper way.
Okay.
Like there might be confusion on her end, like she might not know how the hell it's gonna turn out.
Okay then. That's good.
As you're saying, you asked if she's fine. As a person, she is wonderful. I don't know how it's compatible, though. Sorry. Your training could be blissful, or, well, it might be closer to Conrad than mine's training.
I mean, if it helps Conrad, my queen seems to enjoy it. There's a smile
Hey,
at
what?
that. Are you saying
What do
that?
you mean by that?
Sin looks up from the book he just opened. Don't you worship a death goddess?
Hey,
He
what?
Eyes over at Conrad and then back
Yeah,
over
like-
to Ruya.
Well, she's also like the goddess of fate and winter. So, shrugs.
So it's
I
either going to.
mean,
It's not winter. And,
Yeah.
You know, and he just looks back at his book, shrugs his shoulders,
Yeah.
and continues reading.
I think
You'll be
she-
fine,
yeah.
Conrad.
I think she's just enjoying your fate as it's coming out.
that's also not reassuring.
Well, she didn't say that she'll see you soon. So,
Also fair.
As remainder of that last religious insight,
yeah.
you hear another subtle whisper. I also said I wouldn't not see him.
I know.
You just hear Ruya say, I know.
Yeah.
Ray's not gonna judge. She's been talking to herself all week.
Guys, just the sips drinks, like a little defeated. Sit down.
Look at the bright side. You're just going to be tested physically. I'm going to have a
Dark
lit-
Tones you have left.
I am going to have a literal illithid in the back of my brain for all of my exercises.
Ugh.
Hmm.
To be fair, it's quite roomy in there.
Not a lot of space being used.
I mean, space is being used, but you know, I try to keep it empty and vacant.
Your words, not mine.
At least you guys got an idea of what you're doing. For all I know, I could be smashing skeletons to reading books.
I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, but it sounds like it's going to be physical and it's going to be difficult from the sounds of it.
I don't know what I'm
Probably.
gonna be doing either. That's...
I imagine
Well-
yours is more channeling your power rather than doing something.
I actually
Oh.
think, if anything, Nat, yours will be learning how to control your power. Like,
Yeah.
If I could hazard a guess, Rhea, you're going to probably be doing some book learning. Conrad is going to be shoveling manure, and Nat is going to be dancing on the ceiling.
So I just gotta ask, what is the look Ruya is giving Reyna right now?
Yeah.
It's a mix of like embarrassment type thing, but it's also just like Lara and Nat is like, don't you dare.
And you notice a very curious look followed by dagger stares coming from Maria. Roll an intimidation check, Maria.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, no. Mosey. Oh, there we go. Intimidation. Oh, I think I rolled the wrong one.
That was insight.
Yeah.
As you large.
Nat says, "What do you mean by dancing on the
She
ceiling?"
She kind of holds her breath, so there's like a vein poking out of her head, and she just looks really silly.
Nat's not even looking at it. Nat's looking at Raina and saying, "What do you mean by dancing on the ceiling?"
Ryan's just gonna smile. Do I see Rhea making this face?
Was that?
Do I see Rhea trying to be intimidating?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you have to worry about? The first time you were even with him was shared.
She's gonna pop a second cloud, which is much
Damn
shorter.
it,
And, you know, this one only lasts for 6 seconds, so you probably get Darkness blink as you just see like Ruya like running up the
Yeah,
rest of
you
the way
guys
up the stairs.
Puff of feathers. And you hear as you know, you hear footsteps going up the stairs, and by the time it's clear, you can just see her ankle from running up the stairs.
I warned you about doing that. Seriously.
Do you go
Thank
in your
you.
room?
Yes. I go in my room and just like shut the door behind and be like,
Dive underneath the bed.
yes.
Really, Raina? Really?
Hey, the joke's on her. She thinks I'm gonna stop when she probably only has a few more of those clouds left.
Still though, like do it when you're by yourself. Okay.
Of course, I'm bunking in the girls' room. Wait, no,
Could
no,
I
my
wait?
bad.
Could I look at Raina intimidate?
Sure.
I'm also holding the flask.
Sure.
I'm holding it intimidating.
Intimidating flask wielding.
Well, it's the flash that burns you. Remember?
True. What would it be
That's
for an
looking
encounter?
scary at you. You're not quite sure 100% why. But it looks kind of intimidating. You've seen her. You've seen what her fist can do.
And you see what the flask can do. Blast the face?
More than a flask.
Just a bit of a queer eye, just like, what?
She does
Get
the
the
I'm watching
sense-
you thing again.
Yeah, you get the sense that you might want to back off, but it's not like super scary.
The same watching you thing, but right back of the chest. What can I say? It's just too easy to pick on you guys.
Sin goes, "Oh really?"
If there was any visible, just
Like,
a visible
Fine,
flinch.
shudder, like just like
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, there was just a visible flinch as soon as Sin says anything.
Nice.
Well, this is boring, so I'm gonna head upstairs, and Sin just starts walking upstairs.
See you soon.
Later.
I think I'd be heading to my chambers actually, pretty soon.
All right. See you, Raina.
See ya. And Nat, sure you don't care to join me. And then do I still have the chain on my neck?
No, it's gone.
Oh. I'm going to mimic a chain on my neck, just kind of like with the cloud, just kind of make a chain as I'm like, here, join me, and then have that chain on my neck.
Nat opens the lid to the flask.
Fair. Well, later then.
kind of like a back.
All right. Just thought I'd offer. Night, you two.
Night.
Yeah, get out of here.
And Rand's gonna head to our quarters.
Okay. You do so, and after missing them for a few days, it doesn't take much for you to pass out.
Fucking peace.
Okay, what is Conrad and the Nat doing?
And Nat's just gonna take a swig of the flask and then just sit at the table.
Probably nothing at the moment. Yeah, just like kill time.
Okay. You guys kill time.
Mhm.
Dinner rolls around. You guys eat.
Yeah, like I'm probably actually gonna call it night early, Nat, just because you know we got training. But good luck to you, okay?
You too. Be safe.
Thanks. Kara says, and he heads off to bed.
Okay. And as everyone begins their journey to sleep, waiting for whatever training or instruction faces them starting tomorrow, a slight eerie, coldness creeps over all of you as you all shudder, thinking that in some way your training will be the worst. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay!
So, starting over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing everyone's training montage. So the schedule is going to be weird,
Hmm.
okay, guys? Because it's going to be basically individual sessions, and some of these could be lengthy. So they're going to have to be separate sessions. So I will work out a schedule and all that stuff, and I will get you guys information on that Thursday.
I call dibs on Hearts on Fire for my training montage unit.
Okay, we will discuss that. Because you may not get Hearts on Fire, you just might get, a broken asshole. We don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay, go ahead and end this session.
And bite marks on your neck again.
Yeah. Oh, what if Nat shows up with bite marks on her neck? Ooh, the cat fight that would ensue.
No, I wouldn't want that.
It would go from like Cloud of Darkness to just Moment of Glory against Natic Ball and whatnot. Say
You
bye.
Bye.